So, hello everyone. It is I, your pal, J.Ishiro Finney, author and alien outside of the human suit, because I am going nude. I am you're getting the full gray right now. It's all hanging out, all of my gray parts. Yes. So I have started up this broadcast because even though I created and canceled a broadcast from earlier today, it appears to be on a lot of people's notifications anyway. Seems like the one time that I actually cancel a broadcast, YouTube lets everyone know, hey, I'm broadcasting. So that's kind of awkward, isn't it? So I figured I'd pop on, kind of explain what happened, and I guess deliver since you all showed up for a broadcast and I wasn't here. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you guys finally get the goddamn notification, and I canceled the damn thing like 5 seconds after I posted it because I realized it wasn't what I wanted. What it was I was doing I was talking with one of the people who have so kindly volunteered to edit Boobs of Steel for me. Yes, it is that close to being released. And I had accidentally set it up as a live cast, not a record only. So I went and canceled it and I went to record. And yeah. Anyway, no. Who the hell knows? It's YouTube. YouTube sucks. It's almost as awesome as Spotify. Yeah, Spotify, who's removed 71 of Joe Rogan's episodes because Grandpa President decided that he doesn't like free speech. So after a bunch of old fucked up hippies, Joni Mitchell, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Neil Young, and Elvira all piss and moan about the fact that they don't like the average kickboxer guy just talking to people on the air because he gets better ratings. That isn't enough. No, we've got to get our senile president, who I think will go down in history as the worst American president ever, possibly the one that breaks the union. Yeah, they pull Rogan's 71 episodes of his episode, 71 episodes of Joe Rogan. This is bullshit. And frankly, I don't use Spotify, so I can't complain. But I would urge every single one of you right now, if you're any of you on the air or are listening right now who are a member of Spotify, fucking complain. Go to tech support, go to the feedback section, whatever it is you use to report things. Yeah, report a problem. Do that. I don't care if that's not even what the function is for. I want you guys to overload those fucks with complaints about them doing this. And frankly, if they keep it up, I say cancel the damn thing. Frankly, you shouldn't be using Spotify anyway. It kind of cheats the artists. It's much better if you use Bandcamp. And yes, it is perfectly fine to pay for your music. In fact, you should. One of the reasons music sucks so much right now is because people don't want to pay for their music. Go figure. It's just like our goddamn comics. Why do they suck? Because no one will go out and actually buy the good stuff. They want it free. So anyway, well, I don't know. I don't know if piracy is still killing indie comics, but I know for me as a creator, piracy hurt us quite a bit, in fact. Okay. Yeah, and of course, yes, GoFundMe tried to steal $9 million from the Canadian truckers because GoFundMe is a sack of shit too. Silicon Valley has really proven not to be anyone's friend. These little bastards are all tech tyrants, and we've got to support alternate platforms. It's that simple. I know I'm still here on YouTube, but unfortunately, this is still the go-to. And the platform I did like, Rumble, fucking censored me for no reason. Now, I'm beginning to wonder if that was a single employee that just did that, because it seemed really odd. But it kind of pisses me off that that is appearing to be the new game in town is going to be Rumble. I don't want to have to break down and try and go back there. I mean, head trauma still exists there, but I don't post at Rumble. And as much as I like Odyssey, unless they fix the uploading problem, it's kind of like a BitChute. Unless you are like some big name on the platform, uploading stuff takes hours, and sometimes it doesn't even post. The problem with Odyssey, the reason I don't post there more, is like one video can take like 3 hours to post, and you can't like just upload it and then wait for it to verify. You've got to stay online logged in the whole time, which is a pain in the ass. Yeah, free. It's the quality you paid for. So again, sorry for the fact that apparently I had a show scheduled. I just assumed that one of your rats started the stream. Well, that is entirely possible. They are getting more and more clever. Um, okay. Please tell me you sailed the high seas. For what? You're talking to anime. Oh, well, it says Spider-Man No Way Home, fucking unfunny and painful, but it's saved because William Defoe is in it. Won't watch it again. I just, I haven't seen any of that stuff. I think the last superhero movie I saw was Endgame, I think, and that was like one of those films where I kind of enjoyed it, but the more you think about it, the more it just no. I mean, it isn't like the Iron Man film. Those first two Man films, especially the first one, yeah, I own it. I love that film. It was great. But, there was a real quality drop as things went on, especially when Disney got into the picture is really when it started to fall apart. Rumble servers are located in Canada. BitChute servers are located in the UK. I see the problem. So it could be one lone Canuck working at Rumble who decided they didn't like me because I ripped on mags or I talked about QAnon. The thing is when I was talking about QAnon, I wasn't like pro QAnon or anti. I was just saying I thought it was a government op, and I thought it was a government op to make sure that Trump supporters uh, didn't go out on the streets and fight. Honestly, I think that was what its purpose was. Because if you notice, all the QAnon propaganda was always no, vote, write letters, rally, but do not go out inside. Do not pick up arms. Do not go out and fight. Do not. We do. They were kept repeating this would be a non-violent revolution. But I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so the third Iron Man was fun in the theater, but more you thought of it. I didn't even go see it. When I heard what it was about and what they did to the character and who had written it, I just said, that's not really why I go see Iron Man. So I didn't see it. So how are you all tonight? Things are progressing very rapidly with Boobs of Steel. I've got two people now going over the entire thing, or at least everything up to I'm willing to share. Still have stuff I'm polishing and working on. Heard one of the alternative GoFundMes was hit by a DDoS attack. Jesus. At some point, people are just going to have to all agree that the left are not good people. They're not fighting the good fight. They do not believe in truth and justice. They don't believe in free speech and equality and opportunity. What they believe in is their own power. That's it. And I think the quicker we all just accept there's no reasoning with them, the better. Okay. Didn't the guy who wrote Lethal Weapon write Iron Man? I have no idea, JC. Oh, it wasn't a DDoS attack? Their servers just can't keep up with people wanting to donate? Oh, wow. I guess that's problems you want to have, right? I tried to learn how to make a Welsh rabbit. Now, I'm guessing that is a alcoholic drink. Or is that correct? Is that something of the liquid spirits variety, the rocket fuel? Or am I missing something here? I will speak to the effectiveness of a hot toddy, though. Cat's made those for me before. They work quite well. Cat says Welsh rabbit is a dish. Oh, I'm guessing. Okay. Will there be aids, visual aids in Boobs of Steel? Asking the important questions. Yes, there will. It's kind of a toss-up. Do I do an Indiegogo and hire an artist, or do I just get the damn thing out there because it really needs to get out there? I think I'm just going to opt with publishing, but there is quite a bit of public art I can use that is public domain. I've actually spent quite a bit of time going through the wonders of Wiki Commons, which is all public domain art that can be used. And there is stuff that directly relates to what I've been working on. I found plenty of outfits from the Wagnerian operas that relate. I'm going through kind of the history of the Boobs of Steel archetype at this point, and I trace it all the way from ancient Greece through the Romans, all the way up to the Renaissance into, I guess, the modern era. I go right through and I show this constant thread that links them all together. So let's see. Let's bring up a few visual aids here. Oh, okay. This is a fun one. Let's see if this gets me kicked off the web or kicked off YouTube. There is this woman who it appears may be personally responsible for popularizing BDSM image and metal bras in pulp fantasy art. I shit you not. I've been doing the research, unless someone can prove me wrong. It really does look like, let's get her name. I don't want to ever misquote. Where is it? I just had it on the screen. Brundage is her last name. Huh. Yeah, I've got this folder that's full of all these different artists' work. Margaret Brundage is her name. And it appears that prior to the 30s, if you wanted metal bras or metal bikinis and BDSM imagery and, essentially chicks and chainmail type stuff, it primarily existed in porn. That was the only place you saw it. But Wagnerian opera seems to have a very big influence on the whole chicks and chainmail look, which then seemed to actually find its way into the burlesque scene in the early 1900s, and then onto the pages of comic books and pulp novels and pulp magazines. And this Margaret Brundage was one of the first women to actually do cover art for a Robert E. Howard story. This was her take of Conan. That's her interpretation of Conan. And you can't see it too well, but as you can see, the hot honey down in the corner is wearing a metal bra. Now, she did a lot of images like this one, and I better not get booted off the YouTube for this, because this is on Wikipedia. This is public domain. This is fit for print. She is covered. That isn't nipplage. That is a little tiny piece of metal over her tatas. But she did a lot of images like these. And what's interesting is prior to this artist, most of the fantasy women looked more like harem girls rather than this weird BDSM imagery. As we can see, this is the cover for Red Nails, another Howard story. Yeah, she was actually the most used artist during the 30s. During the 30s, no other artist did more covers for weird tales than Margaret Brundage. And I'm primarily showing the steel bikini stuff, but yeah, a lot of what we consider modern fantasy art, she seems to have pioneered the real kinky shit. And prior to her, it looked significantly different. Also, she seems to have had a real influence on Marston's Wonder Woman, down to the fact that there are paintings of hers that look like were borrowed for the look of Hippolyta in Golden Age Wonder Woman. Now, what I was going to say that's interesting is in all the paintings where you've got this woman here flaying hot honeys, they all have a striking resemblance to the artist. The artist was an attractive woman, black hair, similar build to what you're seeing in this picture. So take of that what you will. But all of these are public domain, so I will probably have at least one or two of these in the book. And then moving on, since this is where we're going, you can see a direct influence of what Brundage was doing. Now, I want to find the image. In Flash Gordon, which was, I believe, 1938-39. And the influence on these is not even in question. I mean, you can see it. Now, I didn't show all of Brundage's art because there's a lot more, and this is like straight out of her artwork. Well, but yeah, it's interesting that prior to that, the BDSM imagery that did show up in fantasy art was strikingly different. And yes, this all does predate Wonder Woman. There we go. This hat here, or this tiara, and the, I guess, chainmail outfit here is straight out of Wagnerian opera. I'll bring up some pictures to show what I mean by that. And then shortly after, I think 2 years after the comics got big, we started seeing the Flash Gordon serials. And I think this formed the kink for a lot of young men back then. Just a theory. Call it a hunch. Okay, that one isn't too effective. It just looks like a chick in a bikini. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, that looks like the stuff you'd see on Paradise Island from Marston's Wonder Woman. The hat, the hair, the whole thing, that look. And that look was informed by Brundage's art. Now, moving on. Or no, I said I was going to show you some Wagner costuming to show what I mean. Another big influence was artwork for the book She, which I think I've talked about in the past, which it's amazing that a lot of people don't know about She. It was this pulp novel by, was it Haggard, in the late 1800s, and there is no shortage of pulp, fantasy, and sci-fi that directly borrow from it, and then later on comics. I figure I should I owe you guys something of a show, you know. Since, again, it appears YouTube scheduled one for me. Okay, here are some of the designs for Wagner's operas. Wagner, of course, most known for Ride of the Valkyries and his opera, The Valkyrie. These aren't really giving me very clear thumbnails, so give me a second here. Yeah, you know, it's interesting is that we all remember Wagner for his operas, but his costume designer was just as influential, if not more so, in a lot of ways. When you see this stuff. Now, speaking of form-fitting chainmail, this is a costume from one of the original performances of The Valkyrie, which was about Brunhilde going against her father Odin for the love of a mortal man. A classic tale. See if I can find some other actual costume shots. There's plenty of imagery of the posters promoting the operas, like this one here, which is very Art Nouveau, I guess. But it's interesting that this Valkyrie imagery found its way into the Amazon myth by proxy, and that all these Amazonian stories started showing this Wagnerian imagery along with the Greek stuff. For instance, Poul Anderson did a novel in 1949, The Virgin Planet. Now, these are space Amazons riding a chocobo, I think. But does that not look quite familiar. Doesn't that look quite a bit like the Wagnerian one pieces and the bullet bras? And let's see if I can find it. There's this hilarious promotional poster for a burlesque show that clearly was influenced by Wagner's operas called, but it was a parody of Ben-Hur. And the burlesque show was called Bend Her. Okay, here's another one of the costumes from the Wagner operas. Oh wait, no, I take that back. That's not. This is a similar. This is a woman dressed as Britannia, the goddess of Britain. We have one too called Columbia, but I don't have any pictures of her immediately. But again, the Wagnerian imagery, but a lot of Greek imagery showed up there too. And all the tropes that were established by the Greek Amazons keep showing up over and over again. And one thing that I felt was really important to bring up because, well, this is called Boobs of Steel, and it's talking about a certain character archetype that is busty and embodies an image of feminine strength that is outwardly projected in physicality, and that breasts are very much a part of that, which is why bitching about these busty characters is stupid. But the point being is all the way back in the beginning when the Amazons they went from being first essentially really ugly women that were the equivalent to a biker gang. They were the real Amazons. If you really want to get an image of them, think of a really, really ugly dyke biker gang. Seriously, that is a more realistic portrayal. And somewhere along the line, Greek artists got a hold of them and made them sexy. And instead of the one breast myth, they changed it to one breast exposed as a sign of female power. And that imagery, see when you start seeing like images of Lady Justice and various statues of goddesses, you'll start seeing that theme over and over again of one breast exposed. And that was supposed to signify feminine strength. Here we go. There. This is from Wagnerian opera. Look at those. This is where the original chicks in chainmail and metal bikinis came from. Seriously. Now, yeah, okay, these two German opera singers aren't exactly lookers, but they were chosen for their singing skill, not their looks. Okay, let's another one here. So, and by the way, the whole thing about the feathered helmets, that is completely a creation of Wagner's costume designer. What it was that the Valkyries were said to have feathered outfits or feathered. I don't know if they had feathered helms, but they had feathered outfits with armor that was glittering gold with blood red corselets. So it's kind of armored corset thing they wore. I guess that's what that. Cat, what's a corselet? It's an okay. So yeah, it's an underbust corset, but it was armor. So yeah, these images of curvaceous women with big cans wearing sexy form-fitting armor has a place in our minds. This is an archetype that is ancient, that symbolizes something in our mind and has been with us forever for a reason. And you just can't stamp it out because, oh, wait, that's sexist. Is it really sexist? Really? Says who? It seems like the people saying that this sort of stuff is sexist just hate women. I mean, their solution is to turn women into little boys. I really don't see how taking something that's supposed to be in the embodiment of feminine power. And what do you think the embodiment of feminine power would look like other than curvaceous and beautiful and busty and wide hips, you know? No, they would not look like fucking foreskin or frostskin. Oh, wow. I must be doing something right. 66 comments. Okay, let me catch up here. Okay. Damn. Okay. Okay, let's go through these. Okay, first you guys are still talking about Spider-Man. Don't care. Site sources, even though they're royalty-free, some companies have tried to copyright claim public domain stuff, but get their butts kicked in the by paper trails. Okay, that's good to know. A lot of Brundage's art was chalks. Really, that's good to know. A lot of the original art is gone now. It's just brushed off the page. Oh, that's terrible. So these magazine covers are the only existing copies? So what do you know about Brundage? I mean, she's new to me. I mean, I'd seen her artwork before, but it wasn't until I was doing my research for Boobs of Steel that I really began to kind of study and find out about who she was. And interestingly, she got a Hugo Award for this art. So in 1959, I think, or 58. So I don't want to hear any of this shit about sexism in sci-fi. Robert E. Howard's Conan was more like Slain from 2000 AD, slim-toned, more than the 70s Marvel Wall of Beef Conan. Well, didn't the Wall of Beef Conan kind of come from Frazetta? Wasn't he the one that kind of did that? And what's interesting is you can look at neoclassicist and symbolist art of the 1800s and see how that actually influenced the art of the 50s, 60s, and 70s fantasy art, especially Frazetta, which is kind of fascinating. The hat, the hair, the revolver, laser pistol, all from Golden Age. Well, I don't know what the laser pistol, but it very much looks like the art of the old Golden Age Wonder Woman. Ryder Haggard, thank you, Xlerb. I think I hear another Ishii book coming on. Heroines of Pulp. Well, that's part of the theme of Boobs of Steel, is that these are essentially pulp heroines. Well, yeah, I mean, the Wagnerian operas were very popular, and yeah, they made their way into Looney Tunes. Now Wagner, he could have made it the naked Valkyrie. Only if they got more attractive women to be Brunhilde. I mean, some of the women in the background who weren't the leads were attractive women, but let's face it, you need a certain body type and chest cavity to hit those notes, and Brunhilde was usually not played by the most attractive or svelte woman. She did not look like the kind of woman who was going to lightly swoop down from the sky and lift you off the battlefield to take you to Valhalla. She looked like she'd crush you. Okay. Oh yeah, Exlerb. Wagner was German, so yeah, the Valkyrie was originally as you spelt it there. But I'm not going to say it in German because I'm an American, damn it. Yeah, boob armor originated probably with Wagner's operas. And his costume designer is probably the one who started it. Oh, the one with the trident, Exler, that was Britannia, the goddess of Britain. Hey, sexy, how you doing? Speaking of curvaceous Valkyries, how's mine?
I am happy. How's everybody?
You were looking. Oh, yes. Okay, exactly. Thank you, Cesario. I was looking for the Wikipedia's High Rollers Extravaganza Bend Her. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I might actually order a book so that I can get the actual script for that thing because I want to know. I want to know. And the thing is, the costuming you see for that poster of Bend Her, you can see that same design repeated in the cover art in the 1930s and 40s pulp magazines. Mm-hmm. The exact same outfit. Here, I'm gonna. Oh, do you mind? Since you're here, I'm gonna get coffee.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back. I'm not. Do you want me to get you something?
Yeah, I left my drink in the living room.
I'll get you your drink first.
Oh, thank you.
Introduce yourself. Who the hell are you?
Well, hey everybody, it is I, Kat, the night editor. I was finishing up an art project. That's why I wasn't in here earlier. But now I am. So how is everybody? Let's see. I think I'm coming into the middle of things, so I'm not even going to attempt to guess what people are talking about.
Did you hear what I was saying?
Yes, but Xlurb says, has a place in my bed. So it's like,
Oh,
I'm not
her.
even going to, okay, her. Damn right, that's sexy. Yes, Harble, it is. Star. Or they are broads who are flat as a board. People who say that they hate this stuff, yeah. You know, usually sexism equates to I don't like this, or they like women that are hotter than me. So Fizz Chozo, the embodiment of female power is to be a male in the eyes of feminism. You know, that's what they say, but I don't agree. The embodiment of female power in the eyes of feminism is the ability to order around men, you know, even if it's on a whim, even if it's not logical and makes absolutely no sense, and to feel superior. That's female empowerment, according to feminism. You know, if they actually wanted to be like men, then they would be all for things like the draft and actually, you know, actual equal work equals equal pay.
Oh, you setting down the you laying down the law here about women and chicks,
I'm making my comments.
broads.
She has his coffee. Yes, that was coffee.
Yeah, it's canned coffee, but it's good actually. It's hard to believe that Kirkland would make a good canned coffee. 100% cold brew Colombian. But it actually punches pretty hard. Oh, by the way, Squeaky Pickles wants to come on and get drunk with us.
Oh, okay. Sure. I can get tipsy with Squeaky.
I mean, we could get her and Janelle, and then it would be a foursome. And I'd be the only one who was male.
But who's also drunk.
Who's also drunk.
Or at least tipsy. Marty, modern media usually likes to make the modern female be men with boots. Harble, have to be a big girl to lift a Viking in armor. No 110-pound waif need apply.
No, well, you see the pictures, the original of the original Valkyrie. So
yeah. Nobody cares says actually the cutest greeting between couples I've ever heard.
Show the poster. Okay, I'll dig it out, Cesario. Tall women are hot. And that was
Tall women are hot.
The Amazons were supposed to be very tall. You know, the only reason that we have Amazons that are bleach blonde or redheaded is because of Wagnerian opera and the influence of Valkyries.
Mm-hmm.
The actual stereotypical Amazon from Greece, and I think this still holds up, is the jet black hair, the olive skin, and the Linda Carter build.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Linda Carter was the perfect Wonder Woman. She really was. Yeah. And Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot.
Okay, let's see if I can find that picture.
Gail's nice enough, but she's not Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she's no Wonder Woman. Well, she's kind of bitchy, isn't she?
Yeah. But, you know, I don't have to hear her to look at her.
Now, here's one of the illustrations from the Wagnerian operas, and this was a costume design. And this is a corselet, right?
Yeah.
Except the corselet, if she was in the legends, that would be blood red.
Mm-hmm.
But the ribbon or what is that, a piece of cloth wrapped around it?
Oh, yeah, it's holding it on, actually.
That is part of the legend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, corselet is maybe also considered a cummerbund for men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about stylish Italian sunglasses for men? What do you have to say about that?
Bop-a-da-da-da.
Okay. I thought I had it in this. Oh, here it is. I kind of want to print this out and put it up in the kitchen. I
We
like this
can.
so much.
We can if you want.
Okay, everybody, enjoy this. This is great. And you should look up the other High Rollers posters if you can find them. They're all very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, load.
There you go.
This is amazing. How is that not amazing?
It's pretty awesome.
And if you've noticed, one of those horses has roller skates on.
Yes, it does. Being chased by a little yappy dog.
But this was 1900. And the Wagnerian opera is started in 1850?
Something like that.
And they remained popular for at least a century.
Mm-hmm. Well, Looney Tunes.
Yeah, Looney Tunes.
Fair Maiden. Wariana from Venture Brothers was the shiz. I think we didn't watch that season.
Oh, I don't think we did either.
Did we
No,
miss that season? That reminds me, I need to check if Archer 1999 is available.
Yeah, definitely.
Winged Yaga. Every time I hear feminists complain about boob armor, I just remember the female Mandalorian comic by Deputy Rust.
Didn't see it.
Mm-mm.
So, as a woman with huge cans,
I do nothing as a woman, but
you have huge cans as a woman.
Well, I do have huge cans.
Any man with huge cans is kind of a sad sight.
But I do nothing as a woman. But what's up?
As an owner of huge cans.
There you go.
How about that?
There you go.
Of big monster H chest bombs.
Yes.
What the fuck is up with all the boob armor complaints? The fact that we have whole groups of sci-fi writers, women's groups, who've put out multiple anthologies strictly to say fuck you to chicks wearing chainmail. What the hell is wrong with you?
Actual chainmail or Red Sonja chainmail?
Sexy armor.
Well, it comes under the heading of she's hotter than me.
Does the world revolve around that thought for a lot of women?
Are women constantly wanting to kill each other because they're all in competition? Yes.
I don't know.
I mean, then there's, some of the women like myself, Janelle, and other women in the chat who don't give a shit, who are confident enough in themselves. But by and large, yeah, it comes under the heading of it will make a man look at that female and notice her. Therefore, it must be banned because if they're looking, that means that she's hotter than me and therefore she's competition.
Well, I suppose, maybe fantasy writers should go back to doing something a little more realistic, like say, I don't know, the Spartan women, and just go nude.
Again, unless they're built like boys, they will come under the heading of they're hotter than me and therefore they're competition. If they have they must be banned.
If they have problem with sexy Xena armor, maybe they should actually follow a little more closely to history and just have them running around naked.
Again, if men notice, it must be banned because it would bring attention to the fact that there are females that exist that are hotter than me.
Okay, in ancient Greece, they would wear these chintons during the Olympic Games, or the right, and the women apparently always had one tit hanging out.
Yes,
in their chinton. Did they also have events where they went full nude like the men?
Probably.
Well,
no, I take that back. They wouldn't because of modesty. They did. They wore. They actually had sports bras.
Yeah. Well, apparently the chinton would have a breast hanging out.
No, the chinton would have a breast hanging out, but for things like shot put or wrestling or other or running, they had sports bras. They really did, and it was basically just taking a piece of cloth and wrapping it around tightly around your boobs to bind them in. But they had sports bras, and we know this because there are frescoes and there is pottery that show women wearing these outfits. So no, they wouldn't wrestle nude like men. But keep in mind as well, unmarried women could not watch wrestling. No, wait, I take it back. I have that reversed. Married women could not watch wrestling
And
because they didn't want their wives watching the hot young bucks, wrestle with each other and then go home and it's like, why don't you look like that? You used to look hot like that and you don't anymore. What's wrong with you?
Hercules got old.
So, yeah. Underworld. They basically claim that boob armor is more dangerous for women, so it's unrealistic. Bullshit. I've seen lots of people say in battle people will aim for the boob armor and do more damage.
That's bullshit.
That's bullshit. Do you mean by aim for the boob armor, you aim for the chest? Because it's...
So
Well-
then, if a woman was wearing a Roman-style leather cuirass, is that now boob armor?
What if it's form-fitting?
Well, the leather cuirass
Yeah,
is made to
Yeah.
look form-fitting
it is made to look
and
form-fitting.
accent the man's chest muscles.
Mhm. Hence why only the richest had them, because it was form fit to him.
Yeah.
But no. You know what's deadly? You know what will cause more damage, more injuries? Armor that's not well fitting. That's what causes all the damage and injuries. And that is well documented. In fact, if you watch any armorer talk about his craft, he will talk about how important it is to measure properly where the collar measurement is going to be on your metal cuirass. Because if you were to fall forward and it was just a little too high, you'd decapitate yourself. So no, ill-fitting armor is what's dangerous. Having armor that forms to your contours is not bad.
I agree with Dark Stranger. There's plate mail with big fake metallic dicks on them.
Yes.
I thoroughly buy that if women were wearing armor back then, they would probably want the Wonder Bra armor.
Quite frankly, if I had myself a set of plate mail that was functional, I'd want to bind up before I got into it. I mean, that's just good sense. I don't want these things flopping around.
Yeah. Well, you do get into armor before you run around.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, that sports bra you have.
Yeah, that binds me real good. Those things aren't going anywhere in that bra.
I'll be honest, it actually kind of looks like boob armor.
Yeah.
That sports bra. If you would actually like put some sort of silver metal coating on it, it would look like boob armor.
Maybe I should then.
And I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, showing Anderson?
Well, somebody was commenting on Anderson not wearing boob armor, but I don't think the actress was particularly stacked.
No, she wasn't. I mean, there's that scene where she even opens up her jacket and she doesn't have much under there, which is fine.
In truth, even that modern ballistic armor that they're wearing, which is very realistic looking in the Judge Dredd film, busty women have a problem in those. They've just now in the last couple of years been developing ballistic armor for women like you, which we were looking into at one time.
Well, there's mass up there. I mean, no matter what, there's mass, and it's not like a water balloon where it just squishes in. I mean, there's no place for it to go.
People badmouthed about Queen Gorgo charging into battle at the end of 300 Rise of the Empire. What's your take on that? Well, I didn't see it, and as far as I recall, Gorgo crushed London, and then his mom came and got him.
No, I thought, or am I thinking of Queen Kong?
Queen Kong. But it's kind of interesting they named her Gorgo, but what's the truth about Spartan women defending the city?
Oh, as in how they were trained?
What was the reality of Spartan women?
The reality of Spartan women was Yes, just like boy children, they were taken away. They were taught athletics. They were taught archery, and they were taught horsemanship. They really weren't taught how to use a sword, because that was something for the men to do. But the idea was that they could still defend the homestead if necessary, because ultimately their job was still to stay home and breed more Spartans.
And weren't they all extremely skilled archers?
I said that.
Archers and spears, right? Or was it the javelin?
The javelin, but it was anything you could do on horseback. And the idea was that they would be supporting roles if called to it. Um, the idea being that every Spartan, if called, could go to the front lines and serve some form of function in fighting. But they really didn't want women on the front lines with swords. So, because if they get killed, who's gonna make more little Spartan babies?
Horizon Talker, you said high-ranking Roman legionnaires, actually their centurions, wore boob armor. That's what I was talking about. The leather cuirass is what it's called. That's a cuirass.
Correct. And it was
Actually, even though it was leather, it was better than the iron or the chainmail.
it was much better than both, because it was lighter, and the leather actually did more for deflecting. And that's why it was only the upper legionaries who got them, besides the fact that they were more expensive. So having one was a status symbol, because you had to pay for it.
Yeah.
There was a lot you had to pay for.
Here we go. This one.
Fizz. In the case of sexy armor, they probably shouldn't even be wearing armor at all if it doesn't do anything. But there is armor built for women that have large breasts, is properly containing them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, we looked at the ballistic armor. From what I understand, the hard armor still is in development. Was it the AR 1500 or something? The fight one. I forget what it's called. They haven't made ones that fit women yet very well. Those plates don't bend.
I want the dragon scale.
You want the dragon scale?
Yeah, but that's really expensive.
Okay, we got a question here.
Acid Trip. Okay, Ishii, please explain why comics always pick gorillas as villains or monsters.
For some reason, gorillas are really popular. I don't know why. This is a measurable fad. Anytime that you do any study on the Planet of the Apes films, there's usually kind of a retrospective of why apes have always just captured the imagination. Generally, apes annoy me.
Really?
Yeah, but maybe that's because I'm a gray.
Well, when you say ape, I mean, like, are you talking silverbacks? Are you talking, like what do you define as apes? Because personally, I love silverbacks. I love the great apes. Orangutans are I like seeing them in the zoo, but they annoy the shit out of me on screen. And I absolutely can't stand chimps.
Chimps are terrifying. I agree with that. Chimps are absolutely fucking terrifying.
Well, they've got that uncanny valley of just enough human in them, but I also know they're all assholes, so I just can't stand them. I love baboons. Lots of baboon species I love, especially the blue-faced ones.
I don't know. It's just any fiction where, look, monkeys, I immediately just don't want anything to do with it.
Depends on what they're doing with it.
Mean, King Kong I'll accept because he's King Kong, but in general, like all the Planet of the Apes films was always, I don't really feel like watching monkeys. Nah. I don't know. It just never really sat well with me. I don't know why.
I will admit the original Planet of the Apes film, the original one, there are aspects of it I enjoy, mainly Roddy McDowell.
Oh, yeah. Roddy McDowell's great in everything.
But
even shitty movies.
And the makeup in it's fantastic. But then again, I kind of start having uncanny valley problems with the makeup too.
Well, there's another thing about the Planet of the Apes films. You had Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
You damn dirty ape.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlton Heston in his prime.
I mean, there were
Roddy
all,
McDowell.
But yeah, that's the reason to see Omega Man too. Charlton
Yes,
Heston,
true.
man.
True.
But I don't know. Usually things that focus on monkeys, just I don't know. Chimps especially, but like Gorilla Grodd episodes of Justice League, always I don't know. I guess. I mean, Flash kind of made it work, like the Christmas episode.
Mm-hmm.
Ultra Humanite just makes me want to puke.
I do not like Ultra Humanite. Gorilla Grodd, I think, has lots of potential, but I've very rarely, even in the Timverse, seen him realize it. So,
and on top of that, I just find the concept of Ape City completely retarded.
Mhm.
Oh no, I know what you're thinking, and you probably shouldn't say that.
I'm not going
I know
to.
exactly what you're thinking.
I'm just going to say that if Ape City really just wanted to be left alone, that's actually why I'm okay with Gorilla Grodd, because the idea is that Ape City just wants to be left alone. The problem is that it's like, okay, then why do you personally keep inserting yourself into places so that Ape City is not left alone? Exler, chimps eat your face off, and even regular humans think a gray's face flesh is a delicacy.
I'm not going there. I'm already having nightmares. I don't know what you mean by goat. Sorry.
Acid trip. Nah, King Kong ain't shit. Godzilla is the goat. Fight me.
Oh, greatest of all time. Yeah, because of course Godzilla's the greatest of all time. He's the king of monsters, motherfucker. He's the bomb. Literally.
He is.
He's literally the atomic bomb. So he is the original bomb.
Literally.
Okay. So I was talking about Brundage, right? And how I think she kind of pioneered the fetish style art and bullet bras or bullet bikinis in fantasy art.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one of hers. I mean,
tell me how that's not Princess Leia.
That is a great painting too. I mean, there was a real style to her art.
Well, it's very classy. You can definitely see how it's a contemporary of oh crap, what's his name? Varga.
Varga?
Yeah.
Oh no, she predates him.
Oh, she predates him
by a little bit. By a little bit. Varga really took off in World War II. This was the 30s. Well, no, they might be around the same time then. You might be right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they might have been contemporaries. And by the way, for those who don't know, the original Wonder Woman, her physique was based on a Varga, or the standard Varga girl body.
Mm-hmm.
And the standard Varga girl body was Varga's wife.
Yes.
So none of this, oh, that's an impossible body. No, it isn't.
No.
Now, I brought up this image earlier, how there seems to be a repeated theme in Brundage's artwork of this dark-haired dominatrix in the bullet bra flailing these blonde beauties. This is a repeated theme. Now, I want to show you a picture of Brundage.
There you go.
I think she was into BDSM.
Yeah.
She has that dominatrix look.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks like that dominatrix character that keeps popping up in her art. There's another that looks even more, where she's like strangling the crap out of it's always a blonde beauty too. She has her tastes, I'm pretty certain. Another thing I want to bring up, and I've brought this up before, how they're always going on, oh, well, what men find attractive, they change. Yes and no. Women always love to bring up the 1930s about the string bean look, how the women were rail thin with no hips and no boobs. That is not true. In the research for this, I did look into 1910 and 1920s fetish art and pornography because, well, there does seem to be a link here now, doesn't there?
Mm-hmm.
And this imagery does seem very heavily influenced by Wagnerian opera and the BDSM art of the era.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's interesting is even in the time of the flappers, when all the women were rail thin and flat chested, the pornography, the women all looked like this. Nice big round hips and sizable breasts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not true. What it was the flappers was the in hip thing with all the metropolitan bourgeois types who were socialists and rebellious and were doing away with gender, and women would be like men. And seriously,
No, I know.
and it was kind of like what was going on in Weimar Germany. It was the age of debauchery.
Mm-hmm. Gorillas do have a natural stage presence to them.
I mean, I think silverbacks are cool, and I find that their clans that they form and the they have like almost this proto-tribalism. I think that's very interesting. They seem to, despite chimps supposedly being smarter, it seems that the silverbacks have a more developed social intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they show traits like fathering and altruism, fairness, compassion. Chimps don't have these traits.
No,
They're all
they don't.
psychopaths.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, as film characters and subjects of film, I don't know, ekes me out.
Again, is it the uncanny valley of
With chimps? Yeah, partially. I
Mhm.
think that also just disturbed me.
Mhm.
Also, I think that scene in Lord of Illusion kind of worked.
Which scene?
The mandrel.
Oh, okay.
It did its job. That was quite effective. You did not expect that mandrel to be a real mandrel. You said they're pretty vicious, right?
Mandrels, yeah. Well, baboons in general are vicious. That's
I wasn't gonna say it, Wolf Media, but since you're of the right skin tone, you can say it.
Yeah.
It almost seems like Wakanda was a ripoff of Ape City because Ape City came first.
Yeah.
And it's the same story, including the fact that the city is invisible.
But oh god, I'm just gonna say it. Ape City makes more sense. It's not trying to shoehorn in a whole mess of shit, and I'm sorry to say it, but Ape City makes sense to me.
Eating grays. Well, that's why we're going live right now, was because I had set up I was talking to one of the editors for Boobs of Steel. Yes, it is in edits right now. And I had set it up as a live show, which I wasn't supposed to. And so I immediately erased it, but apparently it still informed everybody that the show is going, even though it's not there. So I said, screw it, I'll go live and talk to you guys and talk a little bit about what we were discussing. You guys asked me if there were going to be visual references, and then I started showing images from Weird Tales.
Oh, there you go.
Here was another one. Now, you want to talk about Valkyrie imagery. Now, there is a Boobs of Steel woman.
And that's very Diana.
Yes, except for the hair color. But yeah, the wolves.
No, there was another image that I was thinking was the one you were talking about earlier that looks more like the artist.
Oh, let me grab that. We'll share that. I'm sure the audience likes seeing these. This one?
No, actually.
I'll grab that one too, because that one's a good image.
I think there it is.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That does look more like her. Another one. Yeah. Tell you, she had a thing for that cat of nine tails. And
it's a flail.
Flail.
No, wait, that's not a flail. Sorry.
And once again, stainless steel, or I guess that's more of a gold copper bullet bra, and the hair. And she's strangling the shit out of a blonde. Kind of wonder if she had a blonde sub.
Or a blonde she really hated.
But anyway, yes. Well, you know what? Screw it. Let's leave this on the screen.
I mean, quite frankly, with how vindictive these images are, I'm wondering, it's like, okay, who hurt you, honey?
Well, that's interesting that you bring that up. Let's see.
What blonde do you hate?
Let's see if I can find another one. But yeah, I should pull a few of hers up. I didn't grab any of them because I didn't think I'd have any use. But now that we're talking about it,
Margaret Brundage.
Margaret kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, this was one of the first paintings of Conan. He looks like a circus strongman there.
Yeah, he does actually.
Okay, let's see. There's some that are just outright.
Wow. Sorry, it's a black-haired woman being crucified.
Let me do a share screen so everybody can enjoy this debauchery. The thing is it isn't really, because I mean, this is beautifully rendered. This isn't just exploitive schlock.
It's beautifully rendered exploitive schlock. No, I'm kidding. It's actually, I would consider a lot of this art.
But yeah, you were talking who hurt you, honey?
Yeah. The Krampus?
I mean, look at this shit. So this is what she's into, because this is her getting whipped now. And here's the sexy woman coming out of an evil skull.
I think I have that cover art in my my book of skull art.
Really?
Yeah.
So we've got another one here. Huh, none of the really menacing ones are coming up. Yeah, I really don't know what this has to do with Dreams in the Witch House. But okay, I'll take it.
Well, it's no, it's just Witch House. It's not. It's by Seabury Quinn.
Oh, okay, it isn't the Lovecraft story.
No, although it does say that there is a Robert E. Howard story in this issue.
She did illustrate some Lovecraft stories.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, here we go.
What he thought of it.
Oh, he loved her art.
I'd love to see her doing Azneth.
So yeah, who hurt you, honey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1936. Wow.
Wait. Oh, our audience didn't see that. Okay.
Huh? Oh, the eBay.
I swear this looked like the Candio cover.
We
got ugly guy here.
Is that Ming?
No. It's early. That's Skeletor's dad, man.
Oh.
Here we go.
No. The other image. Sorry.
What?
Oh, well, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. This one?
Go back to the previous image.
Is this
No, it passed.
It's over, man. It's gone.
Oh, there it is.
This?
You were just on it.
This
that
one.
one.
Oh, the Wheel of Fortune.
See,
here?
Isn't that Ming?
It kind of looks like Ming. But yeah. Interesting stuff. Yeah, none of them are coming up, but she had some really interesting pictures of bizarre monsters about to eat or tear women apart. So you're right. Maybe she just had issues with women. This one's really famous.
Specifically blondes, apparently. Because she doesn't seem to exact this venom on redheads. She actually seems to be fine with redheads.
And yes, she won a Hugo Award.
Back when it meant something.
Yes, back when it actually meant something.
But because she drew things that men find attractive, she is not considered, one of them for the feminists.
Right. Well, it's interesting.
They don't want her.
In the research I was doing, there were numerous articles from feminists trying to justify how, well, yeah, but it's not sexist because, or she was forced to do it because it was a man's, or no, this woman loved her job.
Look, she didn't have to draw this shit. She could draw things for women's magazines. There was that work too.
Yeah, Dark Stranger, that disturbs me.
What, Giganta? Wasn't she in her old origins a female gorilla mutated or evolved into a ginger babe?
I think they put her brain into it. I don't know.
Is she a product of Moreau and then made big?
Something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, I remember she originally was a gorilla that was turned into a woman.
That's some Dr. Moreau shit there.
You know, we need to do an episode on Dr. Moreau. We really do. You love that story. It's a relevant story, and most people don't get it.
Yeah.
Most people don't get it. And I think the socialists wouldn't be so quick to claim H.G. Wells if they knew the real meaning of that story.
That and the time machine.
Yeah.
I mean, they really have their ideas on the time machine, and it's like, no, no, your hippie asses are dinner. Your hippie asses have been groomed to be dinner. Exler. Well, typically rich people are thin, lower class people are muscular or fat. So the 20s thin body would be would be girls trying to get with upper class guys, and porn would be the lower class guys. I don't disagree.
I don't disagree either. And I did find high class porn, which was just pretentious. And yeah, it was like women who look like sticks. And it's like, this is for gay dudes.
Well, don't forget that in the 20s, the upper echelon did a lot of coke.
Yeah, they did.
Harble, Wakanda equals apartheid era South Africa. Change my mind.
How so? Do you mean as in there? It's the reverse situation. Is that what you mean? Or
Expand upon that.
yeah. Um, okay.
JC, weren't invisible islands and countries a pulp troop?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well,
They
that
stole
was
it from Galt's Gulch.
it was still in that time period that you had gaps on the map.
Yeah, there was still the unknown world.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand right now. It's weird. When we were growing up, we were really, it was impressed upon us how much we didn't know prior to a certain date.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the education system does this anymore, but I remember growing up being taught very firmly that prior to 1950, the world was still pretty much a dark continent in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
There were lots of undiscovered places. There was a lot of superstition that had not been disproven. There was a lot of superstition that was still being treated as science, and that we didn't really even know what was on the surface of Mars. You know, the possibility of Martians was still there. It was entirely possible there was life there. We didn't know because there was no way to tell. And we didn't know it was at the bottom of the sea. Continental drift was a new concept.
Mm-hmm. Well, then, you have things like because of modern technology, we're just now finding out that what happened to ships that went missing over 100 years ago.
Yeah. And so in that regard, we kind of knew, we were raised with the notion that a lot of the knowledge we have now was relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
That a lot of the assumptions of the past was based on the fact that they lived in a much smaller world. Their worlds usually were confined to the communities they were in, or the city, or the state. And that after World War II, we suddenly mass transportation, radio and television were commonplace after that. I mean, just everything changed. Science was demystifying the world.
Well, and not only that, but I would really say, at least for first world nations like the U.S., even though the knowledge was there, it really wasn't accessible to a lot of people until 50s, the 60s. Before then, a lot of people, their only source for any information was the newspaper,
right, or the town square.
And it wasn't until World War II, honestly, that we had newspapers that would distinguish between fact and fiction as to what they published.
Right.
But prior to then, you had people. You still to this day have people who write to 221B Baker Street, who write to Sherlock Holmes. Now, everybody knows that he's a fictional character. People still write to him. But it really wasn't until after World War II, and definitely not until the 50s or 60s, that the vast majority of people found out Sherlock Holmes never existed. I mean, think about that. Conan Doyle's epic was published as if these were the actual case files of the greatest detective. And there are letters written to various law enforcement agencies asking them, why don't you pull Sherlock Holmes into this case or that case? Like during the turn of the century, when you had the decapitated torso wrapped in plastic, and random body parts wrapped in plastic show up on the Hudson River, and they couldn't figure out who the dead man was or who killed him. There were members of the populace writing to the police telling them, why don't you get Sherlock Holmes on this case? Call Scotland Yard, tell them that you need Holmes to help you out with this, not realizing that he didn't exist. Anyway,
I don't know where we were going with that. I think we've completely lost track. What the fuck were we talking about?
Scented garden.
We were talking about scented gardens, yes.
Can they see that?
No, they can't.
Oh, okay.
Well, we were going somewhere with that, but never mind.
Oh, people knowing geography.
Oh, yeah. So hence Africa.
Yeah.
So the idea of these undiscovered species or races, yeah, the idea that there might be something other intelligent races on the planet.
Something, hidden out there. I mean, there were reports in reputable newspapers, again, in the 40s and 50s, about pterodactyls living in the Congo that had glowing hearts and tails.
Shit, there were articles about pterodactyls living in Texas.
Yeah, there you go.
I think there still are, actually.
So,
yeah, the reason that showed up a lot in pulp fiction was, well, what's more interesting than the undiscovered world?
Mm-hmm.
And the possibilities were still there. Now for us, it'd be space.
And, then there's the fact that Teddy Roosevelt himself took a trip to go explore the Amazon rainforest, and he came back nearly on death's door. His son died. I think they only found his hands.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think his hands were found nailed to a tree. That exploration team was decimated. And I mean that in the actual sense of the term.
1/10?
Yeah, pretty much.
1/10 got wiped out, huh?
I'm sorry, the reverse of that.
Oh shit, 90% of them got not.
Yeah.
Oh, what octa? I don't remember what 9 is.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a miracle that anybody got out of there alive, and it was a miracle that Teddy Roosevelt himself got out. Because he should have died.
Well, Teddy Roosevelt had like a 10-inch dick and was the badass motherfucker of the century. I mean,
yeah. Fuck, give a 2-hour speech with a bullet in him. Fuck. Fizz, I bet that's what Skeletor does in his off time.
I don't even want to know what Skeletor does on his off time. I think it involves his bone.
No, Hordak.
Hordak. Yes, he does Hordak in his off time.
Hordak can make himself into a cake.
See, this is why I married you. This is why I married you. You can say that. You can think of some really fucked up, twisted innuendo, Skeletor boning Hordak.
His cherry
You know
pie.
you know how rare that is among females with huge tits?
Yes. Wolf, what's y'all's take on Frank Frazetta and Boris Vallejo?
Well, Frank Frazetta, master.
He's an amazing man.
There's really nothing more to say other than he's the master.
Yes, he is.
And if you're gonna look at fantasy art, start with Frank, seriously, and then look at his influences.
Yes.
And then look at who he influenced, and you'll know everything.
Yes.
Pretty much. Boris, I have very mixed opinions because, at first I thought Boris was like just the discount Frazetta for the longest time. A lot of his art just looked too staged, very stiff, very wooden. It was very much photo referenced, and you could tell there was no motion or life to it. You want to split a monster?
We can. I'm not feeling one way or another. Yeah. If you're gonna crack open one, I'll have half of it with you. But
okay. But in the research I've been doing for this book, I came across his early art. He was really good at one point. He was an amazing artist, and then something went critically wrong. He just started phoning it in.
I think personally, after seeing his earlier works, I think what happened is he started having deadlines where he had to rush, and as a product of him rushing, the photo reference became a crutch, and he started drawing more and more direct from the photo reference. Which, when I was in art school, one thing they pounded into us. Now, the founder of the school and all of our art and all of my art teachers, they kneeled at the altar of the masters. We were taught how to draw just like they did back during the Renaissance. But the founder also loved Frazetta, and he, pounded it into us that don't use photo reference and draw direct from the photo reference. Use it as something to draw off of, but never forget to exaggerate the pose, push the pose even farther, bring life into the pose. And I actually watched him work on a commission one day. I just sat in his office and watched him work on a commission. And even though he had a light table going on, oh, thank you, love.
Take a sip of that.
I can smell that.
It just seemed to me, maybe we should do that instead.
Okay. I'll have some of that in a second. Even though he was working off of a light table, I watched how he was pushing the pose and wasn't drawing direct from the pose. He was using it as a reference, and that's what gives your image life. I think Boris lost sight of that just due to lots of deadlines and time crunches, and after a while, he just stopped even trying to push a pose. And that he also stopped trying to do dynamic poses. And what I mean by that is you start looking at his poses, and there's lots of people sitting, people looking, people at rest. That's not dynamic.
You know what? I was thinking caffeine because, well, that's what I live on. But, I think it's been such a tense week. Maybe we should go in the other direction. This is Shochiko Bai, and it's Junmai
Guyo
Sake. I don't know what kind of.
It's blue.
It's blue.
It's blue, and it's a little floral, but not too much so.
The thing is, though, I think this tastes better now than when we first cracked it open.
Maybe it needed to breathe.
Yeah.
Okay, kampai.
Kampai. Oh, that's much better. Give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing? I know he isn't fantasy art, but the one I like is Vargas.
I like Vargas.
I really like Vargas's art.
Good. I did not cough.
I don't see why you would. Sake's so smooth.
It tickles the back of my throat.
Oh, okay.
Harble. Ooh, I'm feeling the warmth in my tummy now.
Good. Well, you've had such a shitty week. I figured, hit a sake ought to help.
Work was hard.
You had a bad week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Describe your week in a word.
Headless chicken.
Okay, well, that's 2 words, but I'm okay with that. Headless
No, it's hyphenated.
hyphenate. All right, I'll accept that.
No. The truth is that I found out from my boss that one of the people on our team maybe let go, so we had to fill in for her. I found out from my boss that the people upstairs have been getting on his ass about our metrics, and it's like, look, I've got shit tons of things on my plate, and you can have you can have 2 of 3 things. Basically, you can have me conform to my schedule and take calls when I'm supposed to and other things like that. You can have me work all my tasks, or you can have me do all of the special projects that I'm being assigned. You have I can only do 2 out of 3 of these. Pick them. And I chose instead of letting them choose, because I knew if I let them choose, I was going to be pulling my hair out, and I got into trouble for it. And I was like, well, you know what? Bite me.
Pikachu, I choose you.
Yes.
Okay, so
Brundage, and I'll have a blonde being whipped front and center. Editor. Okay, not in the brief, but
probably, you look at some of the stories that she did cover art for, and you're like, yeah, that really is kind of stretching it.
Mhm.
Doesn't really have anything to do with the story, but sure.
Well, then the next question is like, Brundage, what have you been working on? A blonde being whipped, sir. It's like, sure, fine, we'll take it.
Yeah. But again, she was the most used artist, or the most commissioned artist during the 30s for weird tales. So she was really popular.
Well, I'd also like to say that once you showed me those covers, I noticed that some of the movies from the 40s and 50s have those exact outfits in them. Like,
well, I had mentioned Flash Gordon.
well, there's Flash Gordon, but then there was one that Creature Feature covered about 6 months ago, where they basically wind up on a planet of Amazons.
Oh, that sounds bad.
And
horrible. I'd never want.
They're all black-haired beauties, all wearing those metal bras, and there's one blonde who's like the good girl who like befriends them.
It's a planet. Okay, I need to find out what this is. I might want to reference it.
Yeah, it's like Planet of I forget what it's called, but it's basically a planet of nothing but women. And the whole point is that they're going to fuck these astronauts and then kill them.
Oh, so the basic Amazon story.
Yeah, and it's the men trying to escape with the blonde chick because, she's their ally.
But first they have the sex.
Well, it's implied they have the sex.
Okay, so we have a comment.
Giganta within DC Comics was a female mad scientist who stole the body of a gorilla and then a superpowered woman. As you do.
Well, just one day it happens. You're thinking,
well,
what?
Go up. How about that bullet bra?
This one?
Yeah. Sorry, it's a robot. That does not have a bullet bra.
And you're thinking, well, I could do science, or I could.
There you go.
What?
No, go up one more time. There's the real Rosie the Riveter.
Oh yeah.
I've actually seen lots of it's a picture of a Rosie the Riveter cooking her toasted cheese sandwich on her lunch break using her welding torch. And it's like, I've actually seen tutorials on when you're on the job site, what tools you can use to cook your food. And that episode of Home Improvement is not wrong about using things like the dipstick for checking oil for making shish kebab.
You're shitting me.
No, I'm not. Or cooking cheese sandwiches, if not using a torch, cooking them on a running engine. Oh, that's hitting me.
Okay, you feeling it now?
Oh yeah.
Good.
I'm having a hard time not smiling.
Oh, that's good. I agree. I often call them Eloi, by the way. Yeah, they're just basically turning. They're more food for the Morlocks.
Yeah, they are. They fucking are. Fuck the Eloi. Like, they have this weird idea about how like, oh, the Eloi have a utopia and the Morlocks are bottom feeders who's coming up and stealing people. It's like, no. You read that book, it's very clear. The Morlocks are running the show and the Eloi are fodder.
Yeah, they're cattle.
And that's what was so horrifying. Why he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
We got into what the flappers were. Yeah.
12D, I'm learning. I hate Wakanda.
And he's black, so he can say that without having to die. What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, you'll tell me later.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I may be tipsy, but I'm not stupid.
So speaking of Amazons, though, Planet Stories had a real thing for Amazons.
There you go. Oh, there's a hot honey right there. That's me. Like, burn, fuckers.
That is kind of you, isn't it? She'd need bigger tits, though.
Yeah, although I do look good in green, I prefer black. Like that. There you go.
But yeah, Planet Stories had a real thing for Amazons.
Whoa, hello. Actually, isn't that what's her name?
Chuck Norris?
No. Oh fuck. We were.
Do you want a little more?
Yes. I am not. I want to say Starscream, but it's not Starscream. I am not.
Dark Star or whatever?
Yeah, isn't that what Dark Star War?
Or yeah, Firestar.
Firestar.
It's a sister.
Yeah.
Now, talking about BDSM imagery.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Didn't they make that into a D&D figure?
This one?
Yeah.
Where she's whipping a Mars man with a golden.
Well, it's a hot chick with a chain. That looks like something that they would make.
Now that just looks a little suggestive.
She's blowing her bugle.
She's the war maiden of Mars, but she looks like she's the blowjob queen of Mars, personally.
Yeah, I do not see that in here. Mars, god of war. That, on the other hand, is kind of cool.
And then finally, the most famous of them all, because it was connected to a Lee Brackett story, who wrote Empire Strikes Back. It's hitting me too.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, isn't that cool? This is another one I wouldn't mind on the wall in the kitchen.
I've seen that
before. Oh yeah, it's super famous. That's why you've seen it.
No. Didn't like Barbarella or another one of those characters wear that outfit?
Barbarella kind of ripped it off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it looks very Barbarella or a Roger Corman film.
Yeah.
The She-Valkyrie that's in his ripoff of Star Wars with the ship that's got the big tits.
Oh yeah. Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yeah.
With Sybil Danning as the Space Valkyrie.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah. Great. And why did she have to die? Seriously, best character in the damn thing. Well, her and George Papard, but Space Cowboy.
I thought they couldn't afford her. Or was it the fact that she was the only female that people cared about? So therefore she must die.
Well, they all died, remember?
Oh, true.
That's what it was.
But come on. It's got a ship with huge tits.
Yeah, even the ship has tits in Battle Beyond the Stars.
But it is a Corman film. So, are we shocked? I mean, it's a Corman film that has a space slug raping a woman.
No, that's a different movie. That's Galaxy of Terror.
But Corman was the producer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was James Cameron's first film.
Yes, it was. Well, but he didn't direct it. He was the art director.
Yeah. Why must you humans name things? Does the river have a name? Actually, it's called the Hudson River. Fine. Then
I'll be the Hudson. Yes, gargoyles. I loved that. I loved that banner back and forth. Gargoyles was so good.
It was smart too.
My one problem with it, but it's not really a problem, it's I wish they had played with it more, was that Goliath actually was kind of a shitty leader at the beginning, and that it took him a long time to kind of become a good leader, and you followed along with him as he became a good leader. My only problem with it is that everybody still acted as if he was a good leader when really he was making shitty decisions. But I would rather follow Goliath than another shitty leader, which was Rodimus Prime.
Speaking of Mr. Roosevelt, I happened to overhear a CNN or History Channel program about him, presenting him as a dangerous warmonger, starting from his. Oh, well, fuck them.
Well,
As if anyone believes CNN anymore, and History Channels might as well be just the Ancient Aliens channel.
no. You want the you want the asshole. It's not Teddy who's the Roosevelt you should be talking about.
Yeah.
Teddy was a fucking badass and a fucking hero.
He was a Chad, while his cousin was.
Yeah, you needed a man's man. Oh my fucking god, Teddy was your man.
You know, Owen, I think Frazetta would do a killer version of the Guyver because he was good with organic stuff.
Oh, yes.
You know, I like Julie's work better.
Yeah, although I can't stand her medals.
Really?
I can't stand them.
I mean, they're a little overdone, but it's kind of her thing.
Have you seen her silver dragon?
No.
Look up her silver dragon.
We sold the book.
No. Look it up.
Oh,
look it up.
Oh, she's got a little sauce in her now. She's just getting pushy. She's pointing at the screen. Look it up, damn it.
Look it up, because yeah, a little bit of Julie's medals. Yeah, fine, but no, her silver dragon, no.
Okay, well, this is a sculpture you can buy on eBay.
No, I don't want the sculpture. I want the painting.
There's Julie's butt crack.
Well, okay, it's shit like this unicorn here. Imagine a dragon that's like that. That is just too fucking much. Now, the subject matter on that one, which is the chick riding the shark, is just funny, but it's just, I can't stand her medals. Okay, that one's fine.
See, the audience isn't going to be enjoying this, so I've got to find the silver dragon image.
No, it's just the vast majority of her medals, or at least that I was exposed to when I was younger, were just garish as fuck. And I used to, this is somebody who used to have her silver dragon on my wall.
Is this it?
No.
Okay, so keep going.
It's a chick riding a silver dragon.
She's aged well.
Yeah, actually she has. It looks like later in life she got better.
She got better.
But
I'm sorry,
yeah, all of her Marvel images are actually okay. But no, it's just her fantasy work was just, it drove me nuts. You're not finding it. It's okay. It looks like that unicorn though.
Okay.
That unicorn that you found was just atrocious, and it was an entire dragon that looked like that. And what pissed me off is that it wasn't just like this mythical creature in a weird nebulous ether. So the fact that there were no reflections, when they're in a nebulous ether,
it was glowing.
Yeah, it was glowing, but it was in a fucking forest. So you have a full body representation of a silver dragon with a woman riding it in a fucking forest and no reflection. It's like it glowed and it hurt and it was pain looking at.
Well, you have pretty high standards when it comes to dragons.
I do have high standards when it comes to dragons.
Well, here's a woman boning a dragon.
And it is a very beautiful picture of that, indeed.
I don't think I can share this one.
It doesn't show anything.
I'm gonna give up. I can't find it. Sorry.
I'd say maybe D&D Silver Dragon.
Okay.
No, it's not.
It's gone.
It's not loving. Fuck that. Oh, but that I recognized that cover art. I didn't realize Julie Bell did that cover art. That was for Elven Blood by Mercedes Lackey and Andrea Dixon. Oh, that series is terrible.
Tell us why you hate Mercedes Lackey and Andrea Dixon's whatever.
Why I hated that series?
Yeah.
Because the female character is not a character. She is a MacGuffin. And it's really weird when like a third of your book is following a MacGuffin. A MacGuffin that talks and that walks and talks and does things, but ultimately is pointless. The real story is actually following a male which is fine, but when it's supposed to be about you're following this chick and she's a half elf and she's been raised by dragons and she's gonna bring about the death of all the elves in the world. Yeah, it's so cool. It's like, no, I don't really care about her. She's a vapid airhead and an idiot. In fact, it's the only reason why she's not dead is because other people took pity on her. The real story is following another half elf who's a male who's have to live his entire life as a lie, otherwise he was going to be executed, and he is waiting for the day where he can take his chance in order to take his father's place and start ruling things, and then he can change the rules so that half elves are not going to be as persecuted. His story was far more interesting. Did I see the golden skull?
Huh?
The golden bat? It is the golden bat.
Yeah, kinda.
Sorry.
A listener asked us to pull up a picture, so I'm getting it.
What, of Evelyn looking sexy?
Yeah, and Skeletor. Okay.
Wait, does Evelyn really have eyeballs on her tits? Or is that just how the artist portrayed it?
I don't know.
I've never seen that before.
I watched the cartoon. I played with some of the toys, but I don't know. I was a poor deprived child. I didn't get Masters of the Universe toys. My brother did.
Yeah, but you got to watch the cartoon. I didn't.
That is true.
I didn't get to watch Masters of the Universe until I was an adult. I didn't get to watch all of She-Ra until I was an adult. I only got to watch She-Ra sporadically.
And by the way, having Evelyn get the Sword of Power and become God was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't, you'd figure she'd do something a bit more creative. No, she doesn't have eyes on her tits. That was the artist.
Okay.
You'd figure she'd do something a little more interesting than deciding, hey, the universe is meaningless. Let's kill everybody.
That's
kind of a letdown.
That the new Masters of the Universe is bullshit.
Yeah, knowing her character, no, she would have done something far more self-indulgent.
Yeah.
And petty, rather than, oh, everything's meaningless. I guess I'll destroy the universe. Seriously. I'm God now. I guess that's what I'll do. I'll destroy everything because, yeah. What happens if postmodernists had their way?
Fuck this female power bullshit.
At least do something interesting with it.
Well, why does fuck, what's her name?
What?
He-Man's friend, female friend.
Tila?
Why does she need to steal his power? And yes, steal.
Because Kevin Smith so small.
So very small. Why does he need? I mean, when you have She-Ra is everything. As far as She-Ra.
Is this the painting you asked me to put up?
She-Ra's story arc was incredibly awesome. She is stolen away from her family. She is brought up in Hordak's horde.
Okay, so is Kat lucky because I brought her sake? Is that how that works? Or because I grabbed her tits?
I'm lucky for both.
I'll do that again.
I am I think I'm a little more than tipsy right
Oh,
now.
that's okay. You deserve it.
Okay. Just stop me if I start sounding stupid, please.
Cat, you don't sound stupid.
Okay.
We all love you.
Okay.
Your
Just
wit
making
is
sure.
wonderful.
Just making sure.
You know, you're not a chick.
I know, but I just stop me if I start sounding stupid.
You're a boss.
Okay, thank you.
Like a boss. It's like when you go in the bathroom and you just lay it down like a boss.
I did that earlier. I had to light a candle.
See, a super feminine woman wouldn't say that.
No, I you know what? It's my own house, so I can't wreck the toilet, but I can light a candle.
I think there's a logic somewhere in that. I'm just going to accept
Well,
it.
if I broke the toilet, I'd have to pay for it. Yeah, I'm more than tipsy.
So if you broke the toilet, you'd have to pay for it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so instead
So
I
you're
light-
careful never to shit so hard that the toilet goes kaboom.
Exactly. That's why I light the candle.
Like a boss.
Like a boss. I had a thought and it's gone. Okay.
You know, I forgot what we were talking about too. It's okay.
Evelyn.
Evelyn. Okay, so what about Evelyn?
Oh, I was talking about why it's so stupid to have Tila and Evelyn take over for the men. I mean, Shira is seriously. You look at Shira's history. She's taken away from her family. She's raised in Hordak's horde, actually as his second in command, or first as his number one. And she realizes that her entire life has been a lie. She herself realizes this, even though Adam showed her. She could have continued to live in the land of denial, but instead she took the upper hand and said, you know what, this is wrong. Tried to confront her adopted father on the issue and was batted down. So then she becomes Shira and starts the rebellion, or starts leading the rebellion. I mean, how can that not be an amazing, awesome story? Why would you not want to make this woman your front runner if you have a vendetta? If you have an agenda of wham and yay, is it because they've taken that away and turned Shira into a man boy? Is that why? The strong female protagonist has now been turned into a man boy, and so that's been taken off the table. So you have to take away,
she ma'am.
She ma'am. I mean, what the fuck is with these people where they get their own agendas mixed up?
Well, I was talking to Squeaky Pickles earlier, and we were talking about with feminists, it's whatever sounds good at the moment. There's no fucking consistency.
I agree
They're
completely.
just making it up as they go along.
I agree completely. And it gets to the point where their own narrative, doubles back on them. And when you throw it at them, then they say, oh, you're oppressing them. Oh, fuck that shit. Horrible. Evelyn has arcing goat horns framing the girls. I swear,
Oh, sorry.
Well, yes, I agree. I like the goat horns on the girls. That is a nice look.
Oh, he's repeating the line.
Why you want to destroy the world? Because it's the only action one could take that will have any purpose.
That is such pseudo philosophical bullshit.
You know what's funny about that is I think the owl from the Mirrorverse version of the Justice League
said something like that,
but
he said it the way it made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, because it's the only thing that means anything.
Because he looked into the void and blinked.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his mind.
Yeah, he did.
He was
And-
if Bruce became a nihilist.
And I loved his reaction to when he met his ultimate fate. He's like, okay.
Yeah, I love that.
Like, it doesn't matter.
And having James Woods do his voice.
Was that James Woods?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which just made it even better.
But yeah, that actually worked with him.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so we finally got through here. What the hell were we talking about?
I think we were laughing too much about turds. So
turds and
when was the last time you heard Kat say squeaky pickles in that happy tone of voice? I don't know, Squeaky Pickles. I'm always happy to see you.
Okay, I don't think she's in the chat actually, unfortunately.
Well, if she ever listens to it, I'm always happy to see her. Yaga! Shira is probably a right thing. Stevenson's New Raw was going at the same time. Fuck Stevenson.
Stevenson is a train wreck.
Stevenson is a hot mess. She really is.
And the thing was, she goes on and on and on about body representation and how all sorts of body types, but the one body she doesn't include was the one she was born with, because she had hips and big tits and she cut them off.
She just doesn't, some people just don't know what they have,
And then she turned herself into a boy with she had that weird silicone sculpting.
She paved paradise and put up a parking lot.
Owlman, yeah. Okay, so let's see. What else were we talking about? Oh, we were going to talk about something about
something Skeletor or something
Skeletor and tits and
So does it go against the agenda that they killed a gay man to put a woman in power with the new He-Man?
Oh, He-Man being gay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, wait, no. White gay men are apparently no longer considered part of the progressive stack.
But what if he was a bottle blonde?
I don't think that makes it any better. Now they've decided that gay men, especially white ones, don't count anymore.
Oh, have they now?
Just like Asians don't count anymore, because they're too reasonable and they're too successful.
So the fact that She-Ra is a white blonde female, she ranks in the same category then?
Yeah, actually, Star Storyteller even brought this up earlier. The fact is one of the things researching this book has revealed to me is this whole thing about beauty standards. I hate to say it, it all comes down to this whole backlash against the concept of beauty standards can be zeroed in on really a handful of feminist radicals in the 1970s, all from the New York, New England area, who decided they hated the blue-eyed, blonde, curvaceous, and busty look, and decided they were going to go to full-scale war against it as being oppressive and horrible. When they say Western beauty standards, they don't mean Western beauty standards. They mean women with blue eyes, blonde hair, and nice tits. That is really what they mean. And I think that I'm going to get in trouble if I go in that direction.
Well, Wolf says neither are black males. We're too boisterous, unless we're trans.
Yeah, actually, I've noticed black males are kind of beginning to realize that this arrangement has never been good for them.
Yeah.
And how many of them are going MGTOW? Or realizing, white chicks treat us better, which is really kind of fucked up because most white chicks right now are messed up too. I can only imagine how bad it must be. I mean, oh God, what was his name? The Black Libertarian that I used to watch.
Oh, I know who you're talking
God,
about.
I felt so bad for him. Just him talking about why he won't date black women.
Yeah.
That was harsh.
Owen, I'm about to head off to bed soon, but before I go, I wanted to let you know that I should be expecting World War Kaiju in the mail soon. Good night. Oh,
Hell
good
yeah.
night, Moen. Thank you.
Oh, well, if you're going to do that, I'm doing it
Why
too.
don't you do it?
I'm doing it too. I guess this is a
Just
drunk
do
cast.
it.
You had a shitty week, didn't you?
I started jaw clenching again.
Yeah, that's not good.
This is the first time in actually 2 weeks that I've
Smiled easy?
yeah, although my jaw hurts.
Oh, what, from
It-
smiling?
No, from clenching.
Oh, is it unclenched?
I think so.
Jaw clenching is bad when you're giving head. I'm just advice to everyone out there, just saying.
I try to at least gum it when that happens. Softens the blow.
I'm not talking about you.
I know. I'm just being silly. Rakita's friend Drax is a MGTOW.
Oh, it isn't young Ripa, but he was a lot like young Ripa. He was younger though. And God, what was his name? It wasn't some black guy. It was I don't remember.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
But yeah, he went on this rant to this one guy who's a libertarian, very hardcore libertarian. And once he said, I try to keep a certain presentation and persona when I do these, but I just got to be honest. And he just started, that guy T, that is exactly who it was. That guy T. I felt so bad for him when he laid out exactly what it was like in his neighborhood and why he would never date a black woman. It just sounded nightmarish. That they were all basically baby shopping or baby daddy shopping.
See, that's terrible.
And that when they realized he actually had a regular income, they all wanted him to get him pregnant.
Ugh.
Okay. MGTOW?
MGTOW. There you go.
No, that's different. That's where the Soviet planes are.
Oh, and then I was thinking megaton.
Megaton, yeah.
I got 2 of those.
Megatonnage, yeah.
I gotta make that. I gotta make the Fat Man.
Yeah, you do.
Since I know how to make one, I just have to do it.
You mean from Fallout?
From Fallout, yes.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to make the launcher though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
Or let's put it this way: if I was to make the launcher, it would not be functional because the amount of work it would take to do that. I really don't want to do that. But I can make us a little Fat Man bomb from Fallout. 12D. As African immigrant, I can't find any women to date, ironically due to either problematic black women or crazy white girls. You know what? We have a friend who's from Nigeria who's having the same problems. So
but crazy white girls. Well, he said he won't date black women for some reason.
His preference is not for that. And the women he's told me about that he has dated, they keep ghosting on him.
Well, he's in the tech industry, and the tech industry has let in all these flaky feminists.
No. It's him. It's his dating pool.
Oh.
His dating pool, they keep ghosting on him. They sound like they're interested, and if it's not the first date, they definitely ghost him on the second date. It's like, that's bullshit. You're not interested in somebody, just nut up and say, you know what, I liked you, or you know what, I don't think we're compatible. And that way nobody wastes their time. Don't leave him, sitting there for 4 hours at a coffee shop waiting for you. And that's bullshit. Harble, I can make a little Fat Man bomb from Fallout. Cat crafting projects are getting more esoteric by the day. Well, I'm currently working on a dead fairy that is mounted for display purposes. I'm nearly done with it.
Well, Cat was making a little Fat Man earlier in the bathroom.
No, that was Little Boy.
That was Little Boy.
Or would it be the dragon sphere? The demon sphere. Demon sphere. Yes, it was the demon sphere.
The demon sphere.
There you go.
I like that. The demon sphere.
It's the demon
sphere. I
sphere.
dropped the demon sphere.
I dropped the demon sphere. Watch documentaries on the demon sphere. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the demon sphere. By the way, Kat is wearing this shirt right now, and it looks just awesome wrapped around her tits.
We
You
will
know,
take pictures of
the
it.
abduction team part is stretched right over the nipplage area. It doesn't look round on her. It's very oval shaped, but
Although I didn't notice that little green part earlier.
oh no, that's a nebula.
Oh, that's a
See,
nebula.
it's right
Okay.
back there. You didn't. That's
Oh,
not fruit.
okay. You know what? I did notice it on the image, but when it was on my bulb, I didn't notice it.
So anyway, yeah, we're drunk. Ask us weird
I
questions.
bet I own the copy of the Press Fairy book. You know, I used to, but it died in a fire.
Why didn't we buy it again then?
Because we haven't.
Yeah, I mean we saw it today.
No. There's two Press Fairy books.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's the nice one. There's the Llewellyn Press one, and then there's the one that is very adult. And
Really?
yes, and where you have like fairy phalluses flying all over the place.
So you'd dress up like this if you could.
That? Oh fuck yeah!
How about the axe? Would you get the axe?
I have an axe.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like that.
No, but it's
You've got
under
a
the
functional-
bed.
You got a functional axe under the bed.
Well, yeah, it's
for home
functional.
protection.
Fuck
For
yeah, it's functional.
functional. It's for home protection.
The answer is yes. I would totally dress like that. I would be all over that shit. You know, fighting space millipedes. I think that's what those are.
Tiwaldi, I applaud you for not taking the poison.
Do not take the jab.
And you know what? When this all falls apart, the people who did are going to feel really dumb. They already are.
Well, I mean, I know why my cousin had to.
Well, yeah, for work. And she
Yeah.
regrets it because her face got paralyzed.
Yeah, she was paralyzed for 48 hours.
And the dog, oh, that just happens sometimes. I can't breathe.
I was like, no, that's not it. That's not normal.
I'm having trouble breathing.
Like, no, I fucking refuse. I fucking refuse. I am so glad that my job lets me work from home because then I don't have to worry about that shit. I'm not doing it. Fuck you.
You say that again. What's your feeling?
Fuck you. I'm not getting it.
And the goat they rode in on?
Yes, fuck you and the goat fuck you and the CVC you rode in on.
I mean, I like this outfit, but really this one captures you much better.
That one, yeah. Me laughing maniacally while I'm torching some poor slob.
Yeah.
That is totally me. That reminds me I need to practice with my bow more.
Yes, you do. Well, it's been too fucking cold.
Yeah, it's been too cold. Even during the day, it's been too cold.
You would get up in the morning and you'd launch off arrows, but it's been cold.
Well, I was actually taking my lunch break and launching off arrows because, you know, it was a good way to wind down. But
yeah, you were a lot less stressed when you were plugging arrows into things.
It's just been so fucking cold. I can't. What I need to do is go to someplace and get a folding chair to put my new target on to shoot at because I don't really want to shoot at something on the ground.
Let's go for a really cheap topic that'll definitely keep people listening.
Okay. What is the cheap topic?
Oh, cheap topic.
What is cheap?
What was the first pair of really huge tits that made you a tit lover?
Me?
Yeah, you. Come on, it's a good drunken question.
Fuck. Well, knee-jerk reaction is Valeria from the Conan film. But she really didn't have big tits. It was just the whole package.
Yeah, the whole package. She was a C-cup.
Well, she was a dancer. So...
You want the last of this? There's
Sure.
very little left.
I'll kill it. Yeah, I'll kill it.
Make it dead. And I'll pour you the shot.
No, God, I can't remember what the actress's name that played Valeria.
Sandal Bergman.
Yes, Sandal Bergman. Thank you.
Oh, shit.
She was... you got it? He spilled. Give me a second. I gotta come pie. I think I spilled.
So Sandal
Anyway.
Bergman got you looking at the ladies, and then
Well, okay. If you want to be absolutely 100% honest, It was Hollywood and Brad Pitt's girlfriend in Cool World.
Really?
Yeah, because that was my first introduction to the realm of adult movies. And that was the one where we got it thinking it was going to be like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And don't get me wrong, I wanted to be Jessica Rabbit all through first grade. I totally wanted to be her. I'd have long discussions with one of my friends on just and how much we wanted to grow up to be
Well,
Jessica Rabbit.
You never stopped wanting to be Jessica Rabbit.
No, I've always wanted to be Jessica Rabbit. But as far as like actual funny downstairs feelings or oh, that's a woman, it's I have to be honest, and as much as I want to say Sandal Bergman, it really was Hollywood and Brad Pitt's girlfriend in Cool World.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the first real adult film I had ever seen. You know, the first film I had ever seen that had real adult themes. And those two women, because Brad Pitt's girlfriend definitely had the Betty Page look,
which is always great.
And Hollywood, well, I don't need to get more into that if you've ever seen Cool World. You know, both women. Oh, there you go. There's a shot of both women. Both of them were just like, I didn't know how to react to looking at them, other than the fact that I couldn't stop looking at them.
How old were you?
7 or 8.
Man, that's when the age difference really hits. I was in high school.
Well, there's 8 years difference between me and your human suit.
Yeah. Yes, my experience as a human at that point, I was in high school.
Yeah, you were 16 and I was 8 years old.
So wait. So you really like that movie?
Yeah.
Simply for the funny feelings down there factor.
Cool World, I need to see as an adult, because the last time I saw Cool World, I was 13.
It was troubled. It could have been a great film.
Yeah, it could have been a great film, but I remember being 13 and thinking, I don't remember what I was thinking with it, but getting some of the jokes more being 13. But now that I'm an adult, I really think I need to see it again so that I can get more of the jokes and get more out of it.
So I'm kind of surprised. So you were very influenced by Cool World.
I was extremely influenced by Cool World. I mean, I'd see Hollywood and I'd see her dancing, and yes, that was fucking hot. And then I'd see other scenes with some of the other animated characters, and it's like, this is not for me. I don't want this. In fact, these characters are grotesque and I don't want them. But Hollywood, on the other hand, I wanted more of Hollywood and I wanted more of Brad Pitt's girlfriend.
Well, I'm a little baffled then that you didn't become a fan of more industrial music, because that scene with her doing the sexy dance was Sex on Wheels by the Thrill Kill Cult. And that movie is full of industrial music.
Because I got into goth.
Oh, okay. Well, I accept that. That's okay.
No.
Do you not remember the music from that film?
No, not at all. I don't remember any of the music. In fact, as far as I know, you were showing scenes of Hollywood trying to doing a striptease, and as far as I'm concerned, there was no music. There was just her dancing to nothing.
Okay, Cool World. It had a great soundtrack, and I'm kind of shocked that it didn't take off. But
I think it was too high a concept, and also it had studio intervention.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Sex on Wheels by the Thrill Kill Cult. Then Her Sassy Kiss by the Thrill Kill Cult. 2 songs by Moby, whatever. The Cult. That's Future Sound of London. Thompson Twins.
Is it normal
Ministry.
for my lips to be going numb?
No.
Okay.
That means you're a little more than tipsy.
Okay. Thank you. I'm
Well-
glad that you brought my drink in earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you good?
Yep, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm good.
Because there's a little more liquor left if you need it.
I can kill the bottle if you want me to. I mean, I have learned I don't get hangovers. I just wake up
Well,
so
it's
tipsy.
sake. Sake doesn't really give you hangovers.
Do you want me to kill it? Are
No,
you okay
no.
with me
It's if
killing
you
it?
want to kill it.
I will kill it.
It is your choice.
I'm a man eater.
You're a man eater?
I'm a man eater. Man killer.
Man killer. Okay. Yeah, we got Bowie, the Thompson Twins, which neither are industrial, but Future Sound of London, Ministry,
Oh, Future Sound of London.
Thrill
Nice.
Kill
What
Cult,
song?
Papua New Guinea.
I don't think I've heard that song.
That's a good one. It's very ambient. Don't know how Pure is.
I've got 2 of their songs that I absolutely love.
And Brian Eno, who cares?
Oh, fuck that.
I know Brian Eno's very talented. He's done a lot of good stuff. He did the Dune theme, or the Awakened, the Sleepers Awakened theme from Dune.
Yeah.
Which was really good, but
Man, this was the era where industrial was starting to become more,
it was.
I don't want to say mainstream, but
no, what it was is it started to become mainstream, and then grunge hit.
Ugh.
I mean, suddenly you were getting Front 242, Nine Inch Nails, Ministry, and Frontline Assembly all getting radio play, and then grunge hit, and it all just got swept aside.
Fuck that.
I mean, prior to that, K-Rock was great because it was like this amalgam of all the different scenes. You'd get industrial, you'd get goth, you'd get whatever the hell Jane's Addiction was. You'd
See, I got shafted as far as that era of K-Rock, because when that era of K-Rock was happening, the school that I was at was insisting that everybody listen to Power 106.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so am I. I hated that shit. I was sitting there, with my headphones on listening to Queen because I couldn't stand that fucking shit. Although, in a way, I am kind of glad that I did have that, because compared to what's out there now, at least
Okay, so wait, which morning DJ did you get then in the
it's
that?
the Baker Boys.
Okay, you got the Baker Boys. You didn't have Jay Thomas.
No, I had the Baker Boys because they're 2 bad Mexicans.
2 fat Mexicans. Yes, the Baker Boys. Yeah, that was.
It's
bad.
always sounded like bad Mexicans.
They were. That's what they said.
Mm.
No. K-Rock had Kevin and Bean, who would have always called them the 2 fat Mexicans.
Oh, okay.
Because they were.
And it was awful. And the music that they played was awful. I mean, yeah, there was a couple of songs where I'd hook up my, get this, I'd hook up my my boombox with tape deck so that I could record certain songs, and I would wait for those songs to play so I could hit it. And that was when I realized that Power 106 played the same songs every 2 hours. That it was the same exact playlist every 2 fucking hours that they just repeated. So I just had to wait for the playlist to get back to the song that I wanted so that I could hit the record button and repeat.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of grunge, what's your view of Kurt Cobain? Tragic.
Yeah,
tragic. It just Courtney killed him. That's that simple. If she didn't literally kill him, which I think she did, she mentally killed him, and it just broke him.
She was the reason why he is dead. And yeah.
And the woman is a fucking vamp in every way, in that she is a vampire.
No, she's a vampire.
She drained that poor guy dry.
Fuck Courtney.
I could not stand Pearl Jam, my friend. Alice in Chains wasn't really grunge. I don't know why everyone was bonkers about it. They're okay, I guess.
The school that I went to was directly above DreamWorks Productions. And as a result, now we were a private school filled with rich kids, or rich people's kids. In fact, one of the students there was an actor. It was a budding actor who was in Boys in the Hood, in fact. So we had lots of hopeful starlets going to the school, and we had record companies coming to give us free samples of new bands, wanting,
Seriously?
yes, I'm serious, wanting our view on these new bands because we were the age demographic. Now, by age demographic, I mean sixth grade, sixth and seventh grade. And the school got a kickback for letting them come onto the campus and give
Oh,
us
isn't
free
Hollywood
albums.
wonderful?
And I just remember there being this band that they were promoting called Pit, Pyt. Now, obviously, this band didn't go anywhere because I haven't seen them since this promotional single that they gave us. But I remember telling them flat
Oh
out
my God.
what
I just
Pit.
looked them up.
Yeah. I just remember telling the recruiter flat out, I'm like, what? You couldn't get enough at a hole and got the dirtiest fucking look. Oh, so you actually looked at Pit.
Yeah, this looks pretty bad.
Yeah, they were bad. It was bad. I tried for 10 seconds to listen to Pit, PYT, and that was all they got out of me. And so when I filled out the little survey card on how it was, I just counted shit for every single thing. Oh my God.
What?
Just the time of my life. That was a really confused time in my life. I mean, it was great because I had two teachers. One of them worked for the Stan Winston effects team, and the other teacher who he didn't work for Stan Winston, but he worked for another effects team. It was the same effects team that made all of the dinosaurs for Jurassic Park, all the actual physical dinosaurs for Jurassic Park. So I was good friends with those teachers. And then on the flip side, you had the people peddling Pit.
Yeah. Okay, so Future Sound of London, Harble. Great fucking band.
I love that band.
I would say Dead Cities is one of the best electronic albums ever made.
I don't have my phone in me, otherwise I would tell you the name of the band, the name of the album that I have.
Sheep on Drugs was just a hell of a lot of fun. Kind of in the same genre as Thrill Kill Cult and I forget the other one because I'm drunk.
Damn,
I'm tipsy. I'm not really drunk.
I don't want to get up and get my phone. Otherwise, I'd tell you the name of the album that I have of theirs. It's the one that looks like a film still of a death angel, which is actually a real sculpture that's in a cemetery.
It's not this one.
No, it's not that one. It's the one that I have is red. It's red and black, and it looks like a film still. I mean, right? With the.
Are you sure it's Future Sound of London?
No.
I don't think it's Future Sound of London. I think they've only released a handful of things. Nobody really knows who they are per se.
I'm certain it was Future Sound of London.
Future Sound of London are producers, I believe. I mean, see these two guys? These guys are very hard to talk to.
It was like soundtrack for a horror film or something like that. That's what it was called.
Sure it isn't Coil?
No, it's not Coil. I'm fairly certain it's Future Sound of London.
I don't know.
But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not gonna. My memory's not very good.
All right, so what do we have here? Patton Oswalt.
No, I know why. It's London After Midnight. That's what I'm thinking.
Wow, that's a goth band.
Yeah.
That's nowhere near Future Sound of London.
No, I was thinking the name, so I'm wrong.
London After Midnight's a good band, though. That is a movie that does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Great name for a band, though.
It is a movie that doesn't exist, but it doesn't exist because it's been lost to time.
You always kind of hope that somebody finds an old film can.
I hope they do. It's got uh Lon Chaney Sr. in it, and it's his film where he plays a vampire, and everybody knows that image because it's Lon Chaney Sr. wearing a top hat with a big spiked toothy grin.
Ah. By the way, these two posters are available on the Abductionware store on TeePublic.
Holly would be like the evil counterpart of Jessica
Well,
Rabbit.
actually, the two of them are the perfect example of the difference between a vamp and a femme fatale. You see, a vamp has no redeeming qualities. She is very much literally a succubus.
Maybe that's why that one chick is always killing blondes because they're all vamps.
The vamp is self-serving, has no moral compass, no code. All she is in it for herself. She drains men dry until they're dead and moves on. Meanwhile, the femme fatale can be good or evil, but she's never trustworthy. You can't trust her. She's also very dangerous and tends to be the smartest person in the room. Now, a lot of people don't understand this, but femme fatales can be good. They're not always evil. That's a mistake. They're just dangerous.
Yes.
And again, you can't trust them. So why did she hit Roger over the head?
Well, she hit him over the head with a frying pan and put him in the trunk so he wouldn't get hurt.
That is exactly what I mean by you can't trust them. She did it for his own good, but...
Well, she wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, considering what happened, she wasn't wrong. And why was she with Roger?
Because she made him laugh. She made her laugh.
Yep, he made her laugh. Exactly.
Which is a talent if you're not like ripped or rich. Of course, he was rich.
But the important thing was that he made her laugh.
That will get you chicks.
Although in the original book, that wasn't the story. In the original book, he took home a prop from the Baby Herman TV show, which was a teapot, and he rubbed it, and it happened to have a genie in it. And his wish to the genie was that Jessica Rabbit would fall in love with him, and she did, and they got married. But then that wish wore off, and when she realized what predicament she was in, she arranged to have him killed.
Well, nobody's perfect. Okay.
I really should get a copy of Who Killed Roger Rabbit.
Both versions? Because, you rewrote the book after the movie because he liked it better.
Oh, did he rewrite it?
Yeah, after the movie, he said, I like your version better, and he rewrote it.
Yeah, of course I'd get both versions because that's hilarious. JC, There's a Lon Chaney documentary on YouTube. Oh, there is a Lon Chaney documentary on YouTube from the early 90s where they interviewed old people who saw the movie in the theater. I'm sorry, I'm a little drunk. They said London After Midnight wasn't very good besides the makeup.
Of course, there are a lot of films that were ahead of their time, so that's really not a fair judgment.
Well, I just know that nowadays it's the idea that any media that we've lost is a crime. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
Even if it's bad, even if it's terrible. I mean, like, I don't care what they say. I want to see the Day the Clown Cried. I want to see that film.
The Day the Clown Cried is the ultimate attempt to cash in on the Holocaust.
Yes.
That is the avarice of Hollywood through and through, and the avarice of Jerry Lewis. I mean, there was a lot of good things about Jerry Lewis, but dude, come on.
And it's one of those things where it's like, look, if you just silently released it to the public and it was just silently out there, it wouldn't be that big a deal. But they're waiting to make a big explosion about we're finally going to release this film. You know what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
That they are going to make a big deal about the release of The Day the Clown Cried. And it's like, guys, if you're really that embarrassed by it still to this day, just silently release it. Just silently
Well,
put it out
they're
there.
getting so desperate. I wouldn't be shocked if they finally did.
I'm waiting for them to do it.
I mean, they are so desperate in Hollywood now.
I'm waiting for them to do it.
And Hollywood has no shame.
Of course, I really want to get a copy of Freaks. And that's another film that, for some reason, Hollywood doesn't seem to want to admit is out there.
Which is weird.
Yeah, I mean, film auteurs and weird film freaks like us, like the idea of that film out there. But Hollywood itself seems to want to pretend that Freaks doesn't exist. That they seem unnerved by it. And that's why I really want to get a copy of it. JC, I think The Day the Clown Died is actually scheduled to be released in the next couple of years. Oh, very cool. Jerry had some conditions in his will when it was allowed to be released. I'm not shocked.
John Carpenter saw The Day the Clown Cried.
Did he really?
Yeah, he said it was really embarrassing.
Really?
He said you watched it and you're like, yeah, I kind of wish I'd never seen that. That was really just painful and cringy to watch.
I still plan on owning it because of what it is. It's up there. It's almost up there with that Child Bride movie.
But that was actually educational.
It was educational.
That was an attempt to try and tell people up in the Ozarks, hey, don't fuck your kids.
But it's the fact that Mystery Science Theater wouldn't touch it. And that's why it's kind of funny.
It's a little more than just funny. They were so horrified by it, they didn't want anyone to see it.
No, but Cinema Snob went there. Thank you, Cinema Snob. Redneck, there was a pitch for a Roger Rabbit sequel using CGI. Didn't go beyond test footage. Good. Yeah, because it would have sucked.
They wanted to remove Jessica.
I thought they wanted to reduce her girls.
Yes, they did. And they wanted to make her not sexy.
Yeah, and
because that's empowering.
Just like with that, Jessica Rabbit PI shit.
Yang says that if you're not getting hangovers, you haven't drank enough sake.
No, sir, you don't know my genealogy. We don't get hangovers. We just wake up still drunk.
Well, German, Irish, and Mexican.
Yeah, I dare you. I bet you I could drink you under the table. I probably would be shit afterwards, but I bet I could drink you out there on the table. I see myself as being like Marion Ravenwood, where she is drunk, but she's still the last one standing.
You're hot. I love you.
That gets and I love you?
Oh, yeah.
I compare myself to Marion Ravenwood?
No, you're like, you've got the bravado about how much you can handle your liquor.
I know I can handle my liquor. I'm just drunk. But I know I can handle my liquor. I've got the genes.
There's a question here about the chupacabra.
And I need to ask everyone here, thoughts on chupacabra, as it's been the inspiration for the villain of My Biker Spaghetti Western, where a coyote is provoking his father's innocence. Coyote battled chupacabra.
Okay. Well, I'm not wearing the human suit, so I can tell you the truth.
You do that. You only rent alcohol, so I'll be right back.
You're gonna water the crops?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you going to fill the moat? Is that what you're gonna do?
Give the fishes something to talk about.
You're going to give the fishes something to talk about. Okay. Oh, God, there's test footage. All right. So what's the truth about the chupacabra? Now, if I was wearing the human suit, I'd have to lie to you and pretend to be a skeptic. But as a gray alien, I actually know the origin of the chupacabra. In fact, I know him. I know the fucker who is the chupacabra. Okay. You always have a shitty coworker, okay? That's just a thing. You have shitty coworkers. Even when you're in the field of alien abduction, you have shitty coworkers. And when I was in the abduction field, back when I was an abduction specialist, um, I worked with a guy named Walter. Walter was not the best gray alien. Uh, we would do a lot of the abduction tests, and he was a dumbass. Okay, he was a real dumbass. I mean, there was once where we abducted a girl, and we were taking a hair clipping, and he took all the hair clippings and he put them on top of his head. And, oh, look at me, I got it. No, no, you don't. Yeah, very unprofessional. There was another time where we got a girl with braces, and he was trying to remove them. He thought they were decorative. Anyway, at some point, for some reason, he got obsessed with Earth coyotes, and you realize as gray aliens, we've got incredibly advanced genetic engineering. We can make modifications. We're all cloned. You realize that we're all cloned, and we're made specifically for our jobs. That's why the pilots essentially, that's what they do. One of the reasons we don't mind letting humans find our UFOs is it's inoperable for the most part. The functional part, like the central processing unit or the navigator or the important part of the hardware, is the gray itself. It's basically like a psychic link. So for, like, instance, most of our computers, the gray is the important part. The rest of it's just kind of a terminal. So anyway, we have this really great technology. Walter gets obsessed with with Earth coyotes. I don't know why. He's just obsessed. Oh, they're so cute. Look at them. And at some point, he got a sample of coyote DNA, and he's like, oh, I'm going to splice myself with coyote DNA. And he just kept going on this. So he would not let it drop. And he kept modifying himself, looking more and more like a coyote. And he'd yip, and he gave himself fangs. And anyway, one day we were doing an abduction right outside of Tijuana, actually. And we're in TJ. And we're returning the body. We're returning the human who's still kind of passed out. We're putting her back in her bed. And Walter's running around outside. I'm a werewolf. I'm a coyote, woo! Right? And he's just barking at the moon, and I'm a coyote and running around. And we're all looking at each other and like, we could just leave him here. We don't really have to bring him back with us. And so we just kind of ditched him. We left him in the middle of TJ, or outside of TJ. And as he continued to mutate, I guess he took to drinking the blood of goats, thinking that would sustain him, or I guess it is. But yeah, it's Walter. The chupacabra is Walter. And possibly any coyote he's fucked has produced little Walters. I don't know. So yeah, that's it. And the Mothman's an interdimensional Batman cosplayer. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I mean, it's not that interesting. I think that's it. I tell the whole story?
I think so.
Okay. What are you eating?
Bar.
Okay. We're kind of drunk.
Sorry. I gotta chew.
You gotta chew?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
It's chocolate.
And this is a energy bar, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess that serves as dinner.
Mm. Oh shit! I wrote about samurai in feudal Japan who fights. Oh, samurai. Sorry, I can't read. In feudal Japan, who fights evil wearing a monkey mask. It was inspired by playing Ghost of Tsushima while using a Saragame armor. Called it Masked Monkey.
Okay. Does the Mothman change his Batman costume to match the dimension he visits? Yes, of course. Wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, multiverse theory is true, but the thing that people don't understand about multiverse is like that Thoughty 2 guy. No, there is not a dimension where squirrels have enslaved humanity to farm acorns. The other multiverses are only within reason. It has to be possible. It's not everything's possible. It's only within what is possible. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a dimension where you guys are being terrified by giant guinea pigs.
So there's actually a dimension where it's possible that there's a game where Sonic is pregnant by Knuckles.
Quite possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a dimension where the Sonic fans got too much control.
We are smart drunks. I'd like to think that I still have all my mental faculties. It's just they're harder to access. Horizon Talker. Well, I wasn't sure if he crossed dimensions as a cosplayer or if he cosplayed a Batman who was multi-dimensional.
Oh, no, he jumped to all the dimensions where there are Batmans and attends the conventions and tries to be the Dark Knight.
I just figured it was, some Warner Brothers animators saw this Mothman thing and decided to make it a monster in their cartoons.
You know the crazy thing about Mothman is out of the costume, he just looks like a great big owl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So Bohemian Grove likes him?
Yeah, he's just a big owl. That's it. It's a dimension populated by giant, intelligent owls.
Ah. They always want to know who you're talking about.
Oh, Skunk Ape versus Owlman.
Oh, there's a fight. Boggy versus Owlman.
Boggy versus Owlman. No,
Well,
Boggy versus Skunk Ape.
Well, it is well documented that the Falk monster and the Skunk Ape may very well be the same creature. That is in my research.
Really?
Yes, it is in my research. I'm not shitting.
I couldn't tell you if Walter's plotting revenge. I haven't talked to him since we ditched him. I mean,
I thought he was just sucking goats.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy that he's gone. We were all happy that he was gone. Of course, I think the most awkward time when I was serving on a ship as an abductor, when I was basically
abductress.
No, you see, the shorter guys, we have to listen to what the doctor says. He's in charge, and our job is to go grab the person and set them up on the table. And
Did you put the lime in the coconut?
Shut up. we get this girl on the table, and we take all her clothes off, and we put her on the table, and everything's good. And then our supervisor comes over and says, "Did you abduct the wrong person?" I'm like, no. See, it's on the schedule right here. And he's like, no, this is not the right person. She's not ovulating. And obviously, on our schedule, the person you are supposed to be grabbing is clearly ovulating right now. And this one is not ovulating. He says, no, we got the right person. And then it turned out we really did. And the fucker was wrong. We got the right person. And it turns out, you humans have this stupid Anna and Lena thing. What is this Anna and Lena thing?
It's starving yourself or vomiting up everything you eat.
Yeah, and I guess it's fashionable.
It's things for girls specifically who have very low self-esteem to make them feel like they're taking charge of their lives.
So finally, our supervisor realizes we didn't fuck up. This chick's just not ovulating because she's not eating. And so, the most weird thing is watching your supervisor, a slightly taller gray than me, the doctor, lecturing a human about nutrition and introducing them to the food pyramid.
Well, don't your people have a thing with pyramids anyway?
Well, we like equilateral triangles, but
then isn't like the food pyramid something your people came up with?
No, we didn't come up with it. We soak in a protein. It's like that's how we eat. We jump in this pool of protein and it just absorbs.
So you didn't come up with the food pyramid?
No. Although apparently, I can't verify this, but EBE1, after they were their stay at Wright-Patterson after the Roswell incident, was introduced to ice cream, which was one of the few things he could eat orally. And later on, as part of our agreement with your government, they provided us with ice cream, and
You took Ben and Jerry, didn't you?
yeah, we
And that-
did. We loved it.
And that's why the ice cream sucks now, because the real formula for Ben and Jerry's is with your people.
We make our own ice cream now. We love ice cream because EBE1 was introduced to it by a very nice man. Actually, I think it was what was the real high quality stuff in the 50s?
Oh, the real creamery. So, well, the reason why Ben and Jerry's was originally so good is because they used, like, actual full cream, and that's why it was so good. They stopped doing that in the 90s.
Why did they stop?
Reasons, I don't know. I'm guessing you're because of your people, but maybe not.
Oh, we make our own ice cream now.
No, I just know that in the 90s, for some reason, Ben and Jerry's cheaped out on their formula, and they stopped using full cream. And it was never the same, which is probably good, because it is because of Ben and Jerry's that I was a fatty until like my 30s.
Okay, read this one.
Horrible. Is that why you introduced the Egyptians to pyramids? Eat good. Here's a reminder.
No. We did not introduce. What it was we helped out. What's his name? Hotep. Imhotep.
Imhotep.
Imhotep had this idea, and we're like, you're almost onto it, but instead of making it steps, make it a straight equilateral line.
Well, no. So now, see, I don't blame you, because you weren't in that department.
I wasn't. No, I was in abductions.
No. The problem is that Imhotep is credited as creating the precursor to the arch.
Ah.
And I'm guessing your people had something to do with that.
We assisted, but the idea was completely his. We just helped him out and gave him some pointers. We were mentors. We didn't want to do it for him. If we did it for him, you'd just be children forever.
And he actually had 3 pyramids that he built prior to building the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Oh, there you go. And and the thing was, we liked his pyramids so much. We were so impressed that then we took him to Mars and asked him to build us a few of our own. And we gave him immortality. He's still there.
He's still there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why too. Because commies don't eat well.
No, they don't. Fuck them. Xlurb. At the time, it would have been the food groups. Maybe aliens invented the food pyramid. I remember the 4 food groups being taught, and then the magic day in 2nd grade when they told us, no, it's the food pyramid now. And they had us write down everything we fucking ate. And then we had to present in front of the class. And it was with public shaming. No, fuckers.
And that is why we learned pizza is the ideal food, and that's all we should eat.
Actually, that was what my entire 2nd grade class came away with, is that pizza is like the perfect food, and that's all you should eat. It's even shaped in a pyramid.
Yeah. And then they had to rethink the food pyramid because they realized that was stupid.
That didn't happen in my time in school. They were still teaching the food pyramid until I was in college. No, in college is when we got the plate layout. Did you ever see the plate layout where your plate was bisected into 4, and then you had a little drink serving of like dairy, and then you had like a little salad plate of something else? It's like, guys, why are you making this even more complicated? The food pyramid was worse enough.
It was all marketing. It really was. The food pyramid was fucking marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Each industry wanted to make sure they got their cut.
Well, it's like, it kind of made sense until you really started breaking it apart, and then it was stupid. I mean, a single slice of bread, like Wonder Bread, was 1 serving of bread, and you're supposed to have 7 of those a day. Okay, fine. 7 servings of Wonder Bread a day. Fine. But when pizza counts for that, when a stack of pancakes counts for that, it's like, what?
Well, Brian, we don't really whip out the death ray disintegrator very often. I mean, we've got other weaponry, essentially telekinetic force generators, um, ability to stop time. I mean, you'd have to get it's really pissed off to disintegrate someone. But no, I'm not parting with it. The ray gun is mine.
Not supposed to tell people you have it. They don't know you left with it.
Yeah, they don't know I went native.
Horrible. Buy your SO abduction wear for Valentine's Day. Are you broadcasting again, Ishi?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm wearing my abduction wear.
Yeah, you're wearing this one in honor
Yeah.
of me because I was a home invasion specialist. And of course, never trust a reptoid. Ever.
Oh my God, we're coming up on 2 hours and 40
That's because
minutes.
we're having fun.
I'm not complaining. I'm just shocked.
Anime Acid Truppy says that he met an alien girl.
Really, I can't say in our language, but it was nothing but a terrifying sound I shall not dare recreate. Ever since, I haven't been the same. I haven't slept since.
Well, wait. Did you make it with a tall white, or was it a reptoid? Because that's a totally different experience.
Well, let's see. Was there a right way and a wrong way to rubber?
Michelle Obama's a reptoid.
There's a wrong way to rub her.
You want a laser sword? I think you can buy those now, can't you?
Want a laser sword, Daddy?
Um,
My daddy showed me lasers.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either, but we're having fun, so that's all I care about.
Somehow I got onto the topic of Walter and aliens. I forget why.
And then we have the food pyramid. People are bringing up the food pyramid.
Yeah, the food pyramid. Well, I was showing you pages out of Eric von Daniken's, or not Eric von, Zachary Sitchin's book, and you were quite impressed with the thorough inaccuracy of everything on Egyptology.
It's almost as if he didn't pay any attention to any sort of archaeology.
Yeah, it's like I found that archaeology is very, very easy if you just make it all up.
You know what? A lot of people of the turn of century did too. But now that we're in the 21st century, that shit doesn't fly.
Oh, wait. He's asking about Stargate.
Wait a minute. I watched Stargate. I didn't think pyramids were a great thing.
They aren't.
No.
The Anunnaki thing.
I tease him about the food pyramid. That's all.
The Anunnaki, I don't even go into those fuckers. If you ever see either an acorn-shaped craft or a pyramid or a diamond, those are reptoids. And they spew tons of radiation, so get the fuck out of there.
And triangles are humans.
Yeah, humans make the triangles.
But flying wings are his people.
Boomerangs.
Saucers,
half moons, half circles, those are ours. And everybody uses cigars, but they're all in high orbit, so you don't ever see those. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Eric von Daniken invented the food pyramid. That is right, sir. That is why it makes no goddamn sense.
Yes, it does.
They want the sake to keep flowing, but I think we'd have to get the other bottle because we drank it all.
It's all the way in the other room.
I could go get it. Do you really want me to?
I don't care.
I gotta pee anyway. You talk to the people.
You're actually gonna go get it?
Why not?
Okay, well then I'm gonna finish eating because I need food in my stomach. I'm sorry, people. I have to eat. Otherwise, I won't be eating. Fair Maiden, I love Egyptology too. We should chat. In another life, I was going to be an Egyptologist, but I decided not to be when I met a good friend of my father's who was an Egyptologist, and he told me how he spent 60% of his time writing papers and asking people for money. And I'm like, well, that's boring. That's nothing like Indiana Jones. So I never went that path. Sorry, guys. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just eating.
There you go.
Oh, Jesus.
We already finished. There's very little left of this, by the way.
Oh, good. We can kill 2 bottles tonight.
Well, what do you mean good? That only we won't have any more. And Squeaky Pickles wants to do a drunk cast. I know Janelle wants to do another.
There's another bottle in the cabinet.
Oh. You've been holding out on me, huh?
No, I showed it to you. But
okay, I'm gonna drink mine, and then you're gonna drink
my mom got us this. And
yeah, what's up?
Then
whoa, okay. Yeah, that's fair enough.
With I found the H Mart.
Oh, did you?
Yes. And H Mart sells sake. Okay, how is this going to taste with chocolate?
Yeah, probably pretty good. It was an alien girl from Planet 5, or some Lovecraftian beast that fucked up my brain. Oh, okay. You screwed a yith, dude.
Oh, Yithians.
Oh, wait. Was it a Yithian from the future, or was it Amigo? Because the Yithians are terrifying looking, but they're actually quite nice. You know, I'll get a picture of a Yithian.
Don't the Yithians put your brain in a box?
No. Those are the Migo.
Oh, okay.
The Yithian are quite accommodating. Not bad people. And let's get the Migo. That's not Amigo.
No.
The fuck's that?
A marketing campaign.
It's actually the best illustration I've seen of one. Usually they get them really, really wrong. Okay. No, there we go. That's Amigo. Okay. So we'll figure this out for you, man. Okay.
I can make a book nook out of that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. A Yithian. They're from the future of Earth. And the you know that show Quantum Leap? It's stolen from these guys. They do that. They jump into human bodies. They do whatever they need to do, and then they go back to the future. Okay. But in the meantime, the person they're possessing lives in their body in the future. So if one of these things fucked you, they're horrifying, but they're nice. They might have even imparted knowledge on you or given you something special. You know, I think she likes you, dude. Now, on the other hand,
she thinks your tractor is sexy.
She thinks your tractor is sexy. She likes it when you plow her fields.
Yes, exactly.
Now, this is Amigo. Now, if you live in Vermont, that might be a problem because there are a lot of these underground, especially in Rutland.
Vermont.
If you live in Rutland, Vermont, you're fucked. But yeah, Vermont, there's a lot of these guys living underground. They're called Migo. Yeah, they like to wear human skin and get supplies. They're here for gold, apparently, and heavy metals.
Why do they want gold?
I don't know. I mean, they could just.
I mean, gold's really abundant.
But if they like your brain, they'll take your brain out and put it in a jar and keep it. Well, in a life support system, essentially. You know what I mean?
Well, show them that other image.
What, this one?
Yeah, that one.
All right.
That's the one I think I can make a.
Well, actually, there's a better image of the Migo brain storage unit. That's more accurate. Here we go. But yeah.
Basically, you ever see Blood Diner?
Yeah, actually, yes. Here we go. But yeah, if they like you particularly, if they find you interesting or useful, they'll put your brain in one of these jars here, and they'll keep you. And then they'll use your skin as a suit to go into town and buy shit or do whatever they need to do.
Ishi does not have a skin suit. He has a human suit.
No, it's a biological. It's kind of like a mecha, but it's biomechanoid.
Mhm.
And I have to crawl in, and it interfaces into my brain and all that.
Like in the movie Men in Black, only bigger.
Well, it's kind of like the Guyver.
Yeah, like the Guyver, only without the sexy parts.
Yeah, without it going up your butthole. Okay, so there's this. Yeah, that's the brain storage unit that the Migo use. They're horrifying.
Maybe I should make one of those.
You should.
You want me to make you one of those? You can have Amigo brain on your desktop?
Oh, I figured we put it in your oddity cabinet.
No. I'll make Amigo brain and put like one of those aerators, like from an aquarium in it, so it has little bubbles coming through.
That would be cool.
I can totally do that. I need to get a brain though.
You need to get a brain.
Well, a plastic brain at the very least. I mean, I have a skull.
Wolf wants you to talk more about gargoyles sometime when you're not drunk, I think.
I can totally talk about gargoyles. I love that show. That show is amazing. Yang! I met some Egyptologists when I worked at UCLA. Similar stories from them. Lots of begging for money. Yeah, that was the big reason why I decided not to go down that path. Was
begging for money, or?
Yeah, I'm very glad that my dad introduced me to a friend of his who is an Egyptologist who actually went on to work at K-12. But which was that big excavation site where it turned out to be a Seti the first kids, I think. I very much so could be wrong because I'm drunk. But hi. But
I kissed her, that's why she did that.
But I asked him about, what's it like being an Egyptologist? What is it that I have to prepare for? What is it that I can look forward to? And he said, look, the reality is that he spends 60% of his time begging for money and writing papers. And it's like, that is nothing like Indiana Jones. I don't want that. So I didn't go down that path.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? As much as I love the subject matter, I don't regret it. It's actually one of the few decisions of my childhood that I don't regret.
Makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I think you in the Middle East wouldn't get along.
Well, I would have been in a camp that was run by Americans. But yeah, being in Egypt, that would not have been safe. Me being a female and all.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing. We always wanted to take that trip, and that, yeah. I don't think
well, my grandmother got to do that trip. My grandmother talking about going through the bazaars and seeing the pyramids and other things like that. I mean, that's where I got all of her knickknacks from. Was her scarab is actually from Egypt. Her carvings are actually from Egypt. The problem is that when she went, it was actually safer than it is now.
Well, Islam did wonders for that country. Yeah, back when it was moderate Islam.
Yeah,
you didn't have to worry about being raped and killed, but
it's like there's no way in fucking hell I'm going to that part of the world right now.
All right.
Leggett asks, why does
legit
asking why does Lovecraft like tentacles?
That's overplayed, actually. If you read his stuff, that is not really a common theme.
No, it's not.
It's way overplayed. And I think that has to do primarily with the Chaosium games.
They have a fetish for tentacles.
Whoa, you're hiccuping. You're drunk.
Joe the Pagan. I heard that Egypt's golden age was when the Set worshippers finally got the run of things. Sorta. Again, Seti the first and Seti, and all of his descendants. Yes, that was when Set was the number one god, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it was a bad thing. All the other gods were still being worshipped. It was just Set was seen as the favorable one of the time. He was the one who was in vogue. So it is true, but it's not. It's not in the way that we would interpret it.
Okay. Should you get tested? Nah, don't worry. They're aliens. You're not going to get diseases from them.
Fair Maiden, serious question. Whose ships have a sickly pinkish orange light and are silent AF? I need to know. Incident in my 20s. Still bothered by it. Could be earthly military or
No, that's one of ours. It's a very common sight. You'll see it coming down into the saucer. It'll be pink, and then it'll turn kind of this bright orange color. It's to do with the magnetic field that it uses.
Well, Fair Maiden, do you know what shape it was? Just out of curiosity.
You'll hear that what was it? Travis Walton said the same thing.
Travis Walton got zotted.
Yeah, and also the Pascagoula case, same thing. They saw the kind of the orangish disc come down, and
that the one with the elephant-skinned robot?
Yeah, and then the one gray female that came out and told them, "Don't worry about it, you'll be fine."
Okay.
But no, the orange-pink thing where it undulates colors, yeah, that's very common.
Okay.
It's one of ours. Don't worry about it. It's not reptoids.
Xlerp says looks like a Dalek. I love Daleks.
Yithians, pyramid-shaped, not an accident.
I fucking love Daleks. God damn it. Retneck, the quartering guy talks about Gilded, but that's ran by the Roblox people.
I will repeat, don't watch The Quartering. That guy fucked over John Delaraz, and he fucked over another guy who was working on his website, who I will not give the name because he likes to keep his privacy, but he's a personal friend of ours. Very good friend of ours.
Yes.
And it even actually ended up going to court. That guy is a dick.
He is a dick. Don't give him your brain cells.
Or clicks.
And there are very few people that I will say that about personally.
Yeah, that guy, what he does is he gets in buddy with somebody who he finds useful, who can get him ahead, and then backstabs him because the guy is a lefty and he's a grifter.
Fuck that shit. Horrible. Migo in Rutland gives a new horror to the old Rutland weekend television parody show.
I shit you not. Read The Whisperer in the Dark by H.P. Lovecraft. Rutland, Vermont. I'm not making this up.
Of course, what I love is finding out that
that's where Time Chasers was filmed.
There's a short story I didn't know existed by H.P. Lovecraft that's about Rhode Island vampires, and then finding out the actual history behind why he wrote that story. Absolutely fascinating. Acid Trip. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not a skin suit. I still hate the MCU and don't have gold. By the way, please build the brain fish tank. It would be perfect. I need to build the brain fish tank. Thank you. I will do so.
Let's be disgusting for a minute. I'm really glad I married you.
Why is that disgusting?
Oh, well, we're being disgustingly romantic.
He kissed me.
I'm really lucky. You guys, I'm drunk, so I'm going to say stupid shit.
Is that because I'm going to build you a brain fish tank?
I'm probably all drunk and over emotional right now, but no, I do not take for granted what I got. I know I credit with the wife. Okay. I credit in this day and age, especially.
You're not weirded out by the fact that I've turned our living room into a mausoleum.
It's not it's not a fucking mausoleum. You turned it into an oddity cabinet. The whole living room is a goddamn oddity cabinet with skulls and skeletons and weird yokai. No. I've got my office. I've got my zero room. My one wonderful shoji room where I just can chill out and not worry about the world. I don't care what you do with the rest of the house.
Okay, that's good because I'm probably going to continue to fill it with dead things.
And you and I both agreed to make the kitchen the weird B movie room.
That's true. Which is the most appropriate place for a brain in a jar, isn't it?
Yeah, with all the robots.
Yeah.
You know, actually, the brain in the jar right next to all the tin toy robots would be perfect.
Now, here's the question. Should I make it like the Migo brain or should I make it like the brain from Blood Diner?
Well, the Migo brain and the Blood Diner one would be hilarious.
Well, okay, here's the thing. What if I made it like the Migo brain that's on the screen, but I put eyeballs in it like the brain, like in Blood Diner?
Sure.
Okay.
I believe in the story it had like a phonograph speaker and some sort of camera device to see.
Interesting. A webcam, it's brain cam. There's so many possibilities. Horrible. Pharaohs called Seti. Pyramids, star metal. Oh, come on. The Egyptians weren't even trying to hide it.
Yeah, I always thought that was kind of interesting.
William Silva. No, the thing I gotta say is that if you want to get me started sometime on Egyptology, I will, because I'm not saying that I'm an expert, but I definitely know more than the average bear, and I can share some really interesting things with you.
Like how many Weeders giraffes have?
Exactly, they have all of them.
You have a lot more than you think.
Yeah. William Silva, wait, you potentially have mech technology and you're hogging it? Damn it, Ishi, I want to be a mech warrior. I want to stomp the self-righteous space noids' heads in.
Well, we're having a hard time with your government right now. You know,
Why not heavy gear? I'd rather have heavy gear.
we were in great standing with you guys under Ike and great standing under Nixon, and then things started getting weird and you got infiltrated by reptoids. I mean, for the longest time, we knew that the human race, at least the Americans, were on our side in the war against the reptoids. And now Biden's president.
My heavy gear game didn't go anywhere. I am sad by this.
You ran a heavy gear game?
I didn't run it.
Who
Jeff ran it.
Jeff sucks.
He started it and it just didn't go anywhere. I don't think he liked the direction that we were taking it.
Biden, yeah, he's a puppet. You know, you let reptoids have taken over your government. You got to blow them up, man.
I'm sorry, Yang. You say, what is the history behind that story? I have forgotten what story you are talking about. So I am happy to share the history behind. I just don't know what it is. Fair Maiden, rather oval, but it was mostly light. Only thing I ever saw that scares the bejesus out of me.
Don't worry. The worst you'll get is they'll put you on the ship. It won't hurt. Anything they do will not hurt, and you probably won't remember it anyway. And you might find new meaning in your life.
I have a thought to go with that, but I'm not going to finish it on the air.
And they probably won't put anything in your butt.
Cryptids versus yokai. No. We have this beautiful painting of that giant skeleton yokai.
It is technically a yokai. I think it really counts more as a demon, but
on our back wall. It is absolutely beautiful, and it is one of my prized possessions. And Ishi got it for me because he is so sweet. Horrible. What?
No, that's cool. And you've also got the what's the artist you like? The black and white art.
Richard Friend. Richard Friend. Yeah, I've got 3 of Richard Friend's pieces on the walls, and oh my god, they are some of my prized possessions. Underrated. He is very underrated. I mean, he gets a lot of work, but he is underrated. People don't know. When they see his art, they don't know it's him, and that's a shame because his work is amazing. Go to Richard Friend's Instagram account. His personal artwork, the stuff that he doesn't do when he's not drawing Batman, is amazing. Also on the same wall that we have the yokai image, we have 2 ghosts. Both images are of spirits haunting kabuki actors, because apparently that was a thing in the 1800s. I don't know. I'm not going to question. I just love the images. Horrible. He's being uxorious again. Someone spray the gray.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I, but that's okay.
Fair Maiden wants an Egyptology stream.
We can
And
do an
Anime
Egyptology.
wants to know how many wieners. A lot more than you would suspect.
All of the wieners. They have all of them. Exler, come on, Finny. What I've heard is all the aliens that have lizard-like skin are really nice and concerned for the abductees, and all the short grays are really evil. Admit it.
No,
he is
we're
not evil.
We're not evil. We just need to fix our genetics. Look, we show up, we warn you about stuff, we help you find yourself, we steal your genes.
No. This is all I'm gonna say. Look at the women who say they've been abducted and that their babies have been stolen. Look at what they do for a living. Look what kind of lives they lead. Now look at all the women that say that they've had relationships with reptoids. I rest my case. Do the research. You're going to see a theme.
It's a very not a very nice theme. Look, we're just trying to fix our genes so that we can have more women who look like this. Okay? Yeah, we fucked up, and we don't have tits or high cheekbones like that anymore, or hair.
Harble Googled Richard Friend. Yes, Richard Friend's art is amazing. I specifically the 2 waterfall scenes that he did with skulls all around. I have those in my living room, signed by him, no less.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And his version of Kali, I have signed as well. All of my prints of his I have signed, and I keep harassing him to put out a print of one particular image, which is a skull that's been impaled upon this point, this rock point. He says that he's already put it out, but I have not been able to purchase it. So I'm not saying that I doubt him. I'm just saying I have not been able to purchase it. I am hoping to run into him in person again so that I can get it from him and sign it. He's a great guy, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is in the 90s, we all saw her. And we realized we needed redheads. That was really what it came down to. And we all realized we need this in our lives.
I saw that, and for a brief moment, I thought, hey, the FBI might be a good career, until I talked to my dad.
And he said, don't do it?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He just said, you can do that, and left it at that. And
really?
When my dad just says, yeah, that's something you can do, that's usually, the point where it's like, you can do that, but that would be stupid. He would never tell me that what I was doing was stupid. But you could tell by the tone. And considering my dad worked in government, I listened to the old man, and I'm glad I did. What?
Nothing. It's just funny.
My dad was a smart man.
No, we're just here to help you develop your evolution, kind of mentor you forward, fix our own genes. This stuff, it's complicated.
Why do you have Colonel Sanders images?
Where?
Up. There you go.
Where?
There and there.
I don't remember why I grabbed that. I just thought it'd be funny.
I'm surprised you don't have fucking chicken.
Fucking chicken. Yeah, exactly.
In Japan, they call Wendy's fucking chicken. That is not a joke. That is absolutely 100% true.
Chicken fucking?
They call it fucking chicken.
But
there's a long, convoluted reason as to why, and I can get into it if you want, but basically they call it fucking chicken. But anyway.
Meanwhile, I'm just going to say it right now. Reptoids are baby daddies. They left this woman with 2 kids. See the guy in the middle there? Hooked up her in the middle of the night and then ditched her.
She should kick him to the curb, baby.
He should. He doesn't pay child support. How does she get child support out of this fucker? Came here in the middle of the night, banged her, produced two kids, two Reptoid kids, and ditched
Forget about that zero and get herself a hero. Oh,
her. And anyone who says that a gray has raped them is full of shit. That's not how it works. Our genes don't work that way. We actually have to pull the sperm and ovum out and modify it before we can splice them. And then we stick the fetus in the woman. There's no rape involved. I don't know why I'm talking about this.
I don't know why either. Acid trip. The best way I can explain what the alien girl's language sounded like was a mix between a xenomorph roar, a dragon, and a chainsaw raving put through an old synthesizer.
Well,
you can imagine my reaction.
Well, what did she look like? That's the question.
Mario, big titty redhead tomboy bodybuilder girlfriend supremacy. Yeah, that's pretty badass. If you have a redheaded tomboy bodybuilder girlfriend who has big tits, fuck yeah.
You tick all the boxes except the bodybuilder type, and that's only because you don't have the time.
I do not have the time. And it's enough to just hop on the elliptical every day. Fair Maiden. The FBI asked my grandma to work for them as a secretary. They asked her. I always thought that was weird that they even knew who she was. She'd have made the finest profiler they ever had, though. I don't doubt that, actually. Knowing you, I'm sure that she would have been.
Of course, I'm worried about what Tim would produce.
Eggies.
Because, he's just too interested in those.
You know what? He would have been the finest chocobo breeder ever. You see how much he pays attention to his chickens. He even records them.
He does a good job reporting the news. I just wish he'd pull out all his dumb pop culture references and a lot of his...
No, he missed his calling. It's being a Final Fantasy VII chocobo breeder.
He would have been good at it. Yeah.
Horrible. Nothing escapes the gaze of the Granopticon.
Okay. Shit, we've been on for 3 hours.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Time highs when you're drunk and you don't know what time it is.
I know.
We haven't even had dinner.
We have not. I had bar. Well, I had half a bar anyway.
No wonder it's hitting us so hard. We haven't eaten anything all day.
I was feeling fine until I stood up, and then I'm like, oh, I need food.
Well, we had the banh mi for lunch.
Yeah, but that was
several hours ago.
That was 5 hours ago.
Okay.
Redneck. I want to make Misfortune just so I can make fun of Tim Pool with Miss Penny.
I think I'm missing something. Who's Miss Penny?
Is that one of his chickens? I bet you it's one of his chickens.
Okay. We're looking up Miss Penny.
I think there's too many people going by that name. Type in Tim Pool.
Okay. His name is Tim. All these pictures where they show him with his beanie off, balding. That's just mean. Look, people bald. It happens.
No. You know what? I'm not gonna say that it's mean.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's obviously a big deal to him.
I'm sure. Well, I can okay, I got my hair, so I can't bitch. Because it's the human suit, it doesn't lose hair.
Yeah, but we've had that discussion, and you would go full bald if your human suit.
Yeah, if my human suit started breaking down, I'd just go full bald.
So there, we have a plan.
I don't know. I think that's a low blow to go after him for his hair.
Oh, go after him. Yeah, I agree with you that go after him, but just showing him without the beanie, no.
Okay, what's this about? Did I miss something?
I didn't know about that. This is Eloise talking to Redneck.
Okay, so she says she wants to delete her account. No, really, the one you got to delete the account for and send a complaint email to is Spotify for removing 71 of Joe Rogan's episodes because Grandpa Biden doesn't like them. Yes, now Biden's jumping on the bandwagon.
You know, that actually shows how quote unquote dangerous Joe Rogan is.
That they're scared of him.
The president of the fucking United States of America is scared of him. This is all the more reason why we should be supporting Rogan.
Yeah, exactly. If a dude who a comedian and MMA fighter who just brings people on the air and just talks to them.
As a normal person.
Yeah, doesn't really make any judgments, just doesn't act as an expert, doesn't tell us what to think, just talks to somebody. Is that much of a threat to the establishment? We got to support the guy. So any of you who are actually using Spotify, stop using them, but first complain at them.
Well, not only that, but it's like it just shows how far the left has fallen. Acid trip revving, and she kind of looked like a hot European girl with a weird glow, almost green or lime. It could have been the lighting or whatever I was working on as I was trying to make pudding using alchemy.
Okay, that doesn't sound like a tall white. Yeah, usually a tall white is really hot, looks like an anime girl, and it'll just fuck your brains out.
Just use Jell-O packets if you're trying to make pudding.
Okay, wait, let's see what this is. This, to quote Van Sciver, this better not be porn. Or something. Okay. Tim does a good service, at least as far as reporting news. Oh, these. Okay. Oh, the chicken woman. Is that what you mean? Give me a second. Let me put this on the screen. I like your art, man. You and JC rock as far as art.
Fuck yeah.
Oh God, I don't know. I'm
Chicken woman.
Not sure I'm sober enough to find the file now. Oh, I am. Good. Okay, I think we're coming to the end here, but
there you go. Chicken woman. In the upper left-hand corner.
yes, chicken woman.
Next to the kitty girl.
I think that's his dream girl.
Tim Pools?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a Pika Bat from it is. It's a Pika Bat from Pet Shop of Horrors. Sorry, Fair Maiden. I had to go to bed wearing a cap much like Tim Pool's hat the other night because the wind chill was -19. Ouch.
You know, we wanted to move to Texas, but I think we chose right. I think Arizona suits us.
Well, I think if we moved to where Hank Hill was living, it would have been okay.
I just don't think I could live anywhere with snow.
No, nowhere with snow. I am not made for snow. Harble, here's Ishi Tall White lore. I want nothing to do with these. Keep away from my essence. Earthling reserved psychology powers go.
What? Tall whites are hot. They're big titty albinos with high cheekbones.
Maybe he's part of those cults that think that a woman getting him to jack off steals his essence. Just like Dr. Kellogg did.
Okay, I think we're calling it a night. I think the alcohol has taken its toll.
Dr. Kellogg thought that if you ejaculated, it would take your soul.
Grays would get lost in a snowdrift. Well, that might be.
Arlen isn't a real place. Yeah, I'm with you. It is sad. But that area of Texas is real. Fiona, hit the woman in the front butt if she tries to steal your essence.
If a woman has a front butt, no, she doesn't take care of herself. That's just an instant no.
No. Hi, Fiona. I missed you.
We miss Fiona.
Hi.
Okay, I think we should call it a night. We're not talking.
We need dinner.
Okay, everyone. Buy my books. Go to Abduction Wear. Buy my shirts. God, why is John Delarose so much better at promoting himself?
He's not drunk.
Look, I'm the leading gray alien voice in sci-fi, so support me or something. Buy my books.